With Ryujin Jakka in hand, revive the glory of Uchiha. Chapter 1 My stupid Udoudou. Hate me. I hit. Ask for a monthly ticket for flowers. What? A scream. It came from under the cliff of Konoha mountain. The sound is extremely tragic, resounding through the sky. It was really sad for those who heard it, and tears for those who heard it. A thin figure is falling rapidly. When the sight is still several tens of meters high. He quickly used the kunao in his hand to ruthlessly carved into the rock wall of the cliff. If you really let it fall to the ground like that, well, really will die. ZZ. The sparks produced by the tearing of kunao and the rock wall are extraordinarily dazzling. In the end, he staggered and fell to the ground. Directly fell a dog gnawing siang. However, life was saved. He stood up and slapped the dust on him. His eyes were full of grief and confusion. And the clan emblem on the back of his black trench coat is a fan of flames. Lengzi, have you thought about the meaning of life? A clear voice came from behind Uchiha Itachi. Looking into it, it was a boy who was taller than Itachi. There was a gentle smile on the boy's face. However, his eyes were bright, as if there were galaxies scattered among them. The black martial arts uniform on his body highlights his free and easy. A jet black knife was pinned to his waist. It seems to be out of tune with his gentle expression. At the same time, the whole person is full of elegant temperament. At this time, Uchiha Itachi's eyes unnaturally revealed a trace of admiration and admiration. Skunk, what are you thinking? Answer my question. Uchiha Yefeng saw Itachi in a daze. Immediately, Shunpo activated under his feet, and he came to Uchiha Itachi in an instant. He raised his right hand mercilessly and gave Uchiha Itachi a head scratcher. I don't understand why, my brother who is 2 years older than me always calls me with names like Lengzi, Eridai, and Skunk. Do I really stink? Itachi, who was only 6 years old, couldn't help sniffing his clothes. It does seem to have some flavor. Huh. Yefeng looked at his brother with a smile. Yes. Uchiha Itachi is his younger brother. And now, Uchiha Itachi is 6 years old. However, unlike the original, Uchiha Itachi was completely beaten by himself. Since birth, he has been beating until he is 6 years old. And in the past year, Yefeng often brought the ferret to the cliff of the mountain behind the leaves. Then, push Itachi down. Don't you want to know what the meaning of life is? I let you walk through the gates of hell every day to see if you can realize it. Like right now. After hearing his brother's voice, Uchiha Itachi hurriedly stood at attention. Then he said, I already know the meaning of life. The meaning of life is to live. He swears that this is really the answer he has come to realize this year. Whenever it is about to fall to the ground. This feeling is very clear. Live. To live is the meaning of life. Also, why does my eldest brother keep telling me what the meaning of life is? Is this something that a 6-year-old of mine can think about? Good. Unlike the original, Uchiha Itachi is under the care of Yefeng. Finally, it looks like a normal child. However, Yefeng knows that these two goods have a tendency to develop towards the character of the original. Okay, today's training is over. Come over. Yefeng still looked at Uchiha Itachi with a smile on his face. And Uchiha Itachi shuddered. Since I was a year ago, I asked my elder brother to take me to practice. Every night after the practice, the big brother always comes out like this. It seems to be thinking of something bad. Uchiha Itachi walked towards Yefeng tremblingly. After walking in front of Yefeng, Yefeng was also unequivocal, and once again rewarded Uchiha Itachi with a brain crash. My stupid Udoudou. Hate me. Hate me. Then let's just live on the side. Unhappy watching Uchiha Itachi? Yes, it's very frustrating. Yefeng's previous life was after seeing what Uchiha Itachi did in the anime. I can't wait to kill him directly. However, after really crossing into the Hokage world, you will know why there are such wonderful things as Itachi. Over the years, the brainwashing of the senior executives of Konoha has really been too slippery. Will of Fire. From first Hokage has been brainwashed to the core product now. Ordinary people, if they don't have a little self-control, they can really fall into it. And now, what is the reason why Yefeng used his brain to bomb the weasel? Naturally because of the system. Ding. Congratulations to host for completing the 365-day brain-busting mission. Reward, 10 character template progress points. After the system beep sounds, a sunny smile appeared on Yefeng's face. And this smile made Uchiha Itachi, who was covering his forehead, shudder. Big brother showing such an expression, must not be a good thing. Personal information. Yefeng called out the system panel in his mind. Host, Uchiha Yefeng. The first template, Yamamoto Genri Yusai, 15.5%, the second template, Aizen Sosuke, unlocked. Zanpakutō, Ryujin Jakka. Task of the day, Kido practice 300 times, completed. Special mission, bombing the brain, completed. Mission point, 300 points. Progress points will be awarded after daily practice tasks are completed. After completing the special task, you can get task points and other rewards. After all the progress points obtained are allocated to the first template. Yefeng ended today's training. Left here with Uchiha Itachi. Deep in the residence of the Uchiha clan. This is the residence of the patriarch, and it is an area that only the true core clansmen can set foot on. And here is also strictly guarded by the elites in the clan. When Yefeng came back with Itachi with a blue nose and a swollen face, Uchiha Mikoto, who was standing at the door, already knew what was going on. Certainly, it was Yefeng who practiced it hard again. Yefeng's face still had a harmless smile. Mother, I'm hungry. The beautiful woman in front of her brought Yefeng all the warmth. Let him have a sumptuous dinner at home after training every day. I knew you were hungry. Uchiha Mikoto looked at Yefeng dotingly. Come and eat, your father has been waiting for a long time. And, to tell you secretly, his stomach is already growling with hunger. Asterisk. Uchiha Station. Deep in the mansion. Yefeng has already cooked 3 bowls of rice. Eating and muttering. It's still fragrant with rice. Pair it with kung pao chicken. That taste is simply unparalleled. Yes, he wasn't too used to the bland food in the world of Hokage. So Yefeng gave his mother a home-cooked recipe. Kung pao chicken is a must. Sitting in the first place is a majestic middle-aged man. There never seemed to be a smile on his face. As the head of the Uchiha clan, he has so many things to think about, deal with. For example, this morning, a burglar was caught and wounded by the Uchiha guards. The clansmen are a bit heavy. For example, the Hawk elders of the Uchiha tribe. They began to propose again to overthrow the unfair rule of Konoha. Overthrow Konoha? How is it so easy? Uchiha Fugaku took a deep breath. Seemingly smelling the fragrance of kung pao chicken, he also began to move his chopsticks. At this time, Yefeng had already started picking his teeth. Looking at his eldest son, Uchiha Fugaku had a headache again. Yes. His eldest son, Uchiha Yefeng, is 8 years old. Obviously as a Uchiha clan. But he is not interested in hitomi jutsu and ninjutsu. I just like knives. Moreover, he likes to beat his brother very much. When Fugaku saw the scar on Itachi's face, he couldn't help but sigh. Father. It's no use sighing all the time. As the saying goes. Smile, 10 years younger. Also, sometimes, the more suppression, the more counterproductive it is. After eating, Yefeng, who was picking his teeth, suddenly laughed. Uchiha Fugaku looked at his eldest son. Yes. It seemed that all the secrets in his body could not be concealed from his eyes. It is obvious that he is immersed in the practice of swordsmanship every day. Why does it always feel like he knows everything? Smart. Yes, he is so smart. Even, smart is completely outrageous. Obviously only 8 years old. But mature and steady like an old fox. Likewise, it also possesses the cunning of a fox. Father. Is it because of the guard this morning? At this time, Uchiha Itachi also raised his head and looked at his own affairs. Uchiha Fugaku gave a wry smile. Even an eldest son is so evil. Did it even notice it? Father. Your old face has collapsed to the ground. Don't talk about us, even the second pillar can be seen. Yefeng grinned. Immediately, he looked at Uchiha Sasuke, who was only 2 years old, lying on the edge of the dining table. At this time, Sasuke is not one. Silly. Yefeng looked at his cheap brother. I couldn't help smacking my tongue. Can you see the 2 pillars? Looking at Sasuke, who is sizzling. Uchiha Fugaku's face trembled slightly. His name is clearly Sasuke. Correct. Tomorrow is the day Itachi goes to the ninja school to report. Yefeng, you accompany your brother. And can't you just stay in the ninja school for me? Uchiha Fugaku said helplessly. Ninja school. Yefeng raised his eyebrows. He almost forgot about it. 2 years ago, he was also sent to a ninja school. After the first day of reporting, the next day I just dropped out of school. Then, it took a full 2 years. Didn't go at all. A bunch of brainwashing stuff. Learn after them. Yefeng smiled. Don't say anything else. Recently, the senior executives of Konoha seem to want to win over him. Maybe it's because he became the eldest son. The senior officials of Konoha put the breakthrough point of the Uchiha family on themselves. He didn't even have his eye on Uchiha Itachi. To be frank, they might as well stare at the weasel. Staring at him, at least there is a 50% chance of turning back. Staring at Yefeng? Yefeng really laughed. Fugaku looked at his eldest son. Can't you look like an 8-year-old? Too smart, but sometimes, it's not good. And, Fugaku knows. Yefeng's city is very deep. Maybe it's because of being in the Uchiha clan. When he was 5 years old, Fugaku wanted to take him to the battlefield to experience his state of mind. As a result, without saying a word, he killed several ninjas who attacked. There was still a graceful smile on his face. At that moment, Fugaku already knew. His eldest son is an elegant beast. Be ruthless to yourself and even more ruthless to the enemy. Swing the knife until you faint. Exercise to the limit. These, Fugaku sees all of them in his own eyes. Correct. Shisui doesn't have many tasks these days. Also, he found me in the afternoon, and will accompany Itachi to the ninja school tomorrow. Uchiha Fugaku said. Shisui Yefeng yawned. That's a cerebral palsy guy. Moreover, during this time, it is estimated that he has been brainwashed by the will of fire. Even, some time ago, I also looked for Yefeng. Invite him to join the route. Join the route? At a glance, it was Shimura Danzo's idea. I've been hiding so deeply. Has it been spotted yet? Yefeng stroked his Zanpakutō. Watch your progress. Grin. Go live development stage is over. Konoha, come on. Let me see, is it your ruthless means, or my Zanpakutō ruthless? Summer has entered. The weather is starting to heat up. The streets of Konoha were bustling with people. Face to face, came 3 young men. On the left is Uchiha Itachi in a standard family uniform. On the right is Uchiha Shisui in an Umbu ninja outfit. And the middle. He is an elegant and easygoing young man. A Zanpakutō is pinned to his waist. There was a gentle smile on his face. Stupid Shisui-san. You said that the third generation will also come today. Yefen yawned and said. For it. Yes. Uchiha Shisui scratched his head. He didn't know where he had provoked the eldest son. It seems, from 2 or 3 years ago. If he is free or not, he will come to such a sentence. Even, once, Shisui changed this title in order to make the eldest son promised to compete with him. I thought I could beat him, and then remove the title. Who would have thought that, above the sword technique, he has never won once. Moreover, since then, Shisui has been looking squarely at the eldest son of Uchiha, who is only a few years younger than himself. He knows that this eldest son is very strong. Strong thief. At this time, the ninja school was close at hand. Asterisk. Chapter 3 Shisui-san, you said the high-level Konoha, are they cheap? Ask for a monthly ticket reward. Ninja school is a good place. Of course, it is for the high-level Konoha. After all, this is a place for brainwashing. Every ninja that comes out of here, 99% of people will dedicate their lives to Konoha. A product of the will of fire. The top Konoha needs these ninjas. Now, the third ninja war has ended for 2 years. However, because the fourth Hokage sealed 9 tails after the battle, Konoha village is once again under the control of Sarutobi Hiruzen. However, Konoha was already empty. A strong man who survived the third ninja war. Almost dead. Therefore, the current Konoha is very empty inside. At least. At present, the Konoha Shinobi School is still a 3-year system. It's not like the 12 Xiaoqiang later, it has become a 6-year system. Konoha village needs fresh blood. Yefen brought Itachi and Shisui. Entered the ninja school. After coming in, many new students have gathered here. All of these people had a look of longing on their faces. It seems that the brainwashing of the will of fire. It seems that he has already acted before he even started school. When Yefen, Itachi, and Shisui came here, immediately, it attracted the attention of the freshmen around. The Uchiha family. There is never a shortage of handsome men. This may be the gene of this family. And now, Yefen, who inherited the excellent genes of this family. Even more handsome. So handsome. My God. I said why my left eye kept jumping this morning. It turned out to be peach blossoms. Looking at the girls around me who are watery, and the teenagers who can't wait to eat themselves. Yefen also sighed helplessly. If Shui is guilty, then, I am inexcusable. This sentence. The corner of Shisui's mouth twitched slightly. Itachi nodded. Said, brother, you are indeed too handsome. At this time, Itachi, where is it as deep as the original? Impossible. He had never been on the battlefield at all. Because, this calamity, Laozi carried it for him. As for what a 7-year-old can think from Hokage's perspective. Just him. Just this jerk? Impossible. Even, if Itachi would say something to himself in the future, what is the meaning of life? Yefen doesn't mind taking him to experience the cliff again. When you are 6 years old, do what you should do when you are 6 years old. However, Yefen seemed to have forgotten. He is only 8 years old now. Hey, don't go there. Have you forgotten? Mom and Dad told me. You can't get close to the Uchiha clan. But, they seem very friendly. They seem to get along well. The people of the Uchiha family are easy to get along with. Sure enough, in the new life, something happened that Yefen had long expected. Have to say. The brainwashing work of the senior executives of Konoha is very good. From villagers to ninjas and then to children. Completely isolated Uchiha clan. Well done. If it goes on like this, if the Uchiha family is not opposed, Yefeng feels that there is something wrong with this family. On the contrary, it is inevitable. The key is, how to reverse it? How to reverse, just cool. Itachi, how do you feel? Yefeng glanced at Itachi, who was in deep thought. Sure enough, he still likes to think. I don't feel very well in my heart. Itachi expressed the most straightforward feeling. After all, under Yefeng's careful care, he didn't have time to touch the will of fire. Shisui, what about you? What else can I feel? After all, the Uchiha clan has long been defined as an evil clan. All I can do is to help the clan and Konoha ease their relationship. Uchiha Shisui scratched his head. Is it funny? Yefeng suddenly grinned. Shisui-san. I ask you. Do the villagers like our family? I want to hear the truth. I don't like it very much, Shisui snorted and said honestly. Do the Konoha shinobi like our clan? Yefeng continued to ask. I don't like it too much either. Does the high-level Konoha like our family? Not quite, like. Shisui was stunned. However, the answer is still given. Say it. This high-level Konoha is not cheap. Yefeng laughed. I don't like it, but I want to poach all the elites of our family. Shisui-san, you say, are they cheap? Shisui swallowed. Good guy. Those who directly named the name and said that the high-level Konoha were cheap. Too tough, right? Really cheap. The one who answered Yefeng was not Shisui. It was Itachi who was thinking. I heard Itachi's answer. Yefeng was surprised. I didn't expect that a foolish skunk could say such a thing. Hit the top of Konoha once. Well, continue to work hard in the future. Shisui, on the other hand, fell into contemplation. Yefeng said this. So true. The high-level Konoha do not like the family. Konoha civilians don't like either. And right now, these freshmen don't like it either. But the senior officials of Konoha also tried their best to poach the elites of the Uchiha clan. Cheap. Good guy. This is so cheap. But Shisui was at a loss. Tisk tisk. Today's lead actor is here. Next, please enjoy third generation's speech on Will of Fire. Yefeng said with a smile. On the podium in the distance, Sarutobi Hiruzen, with a kind smile on his face, has arrived. Look. How happy he was laughing. Yes. It's time for the annual brainwashing and pretense again. Can you be unhappy? Asterisk. Inside the ninja school. On stage, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the freshmen off stage. Okay. Okay. Yes. Can you please? These are all the fresh blood of Konoha. 3 years later, at least half of the freshmen became genin. Then after screening, he slowly became the mainstay ninja of Konoha village. Konoha village, after all, will get better and better in the hands of this old man. Grandpa third generation. Grandpa third generation. Third generation. Good guy. Yefeng almost threw up last night's meal. This mouthful is a third generation grandpa. It's called a joy. I don't know, I really thought these people were the grandsons of the third generation. However, it seems to be the same. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen on the stage began to search among the new students in front of him. Who is he looking for? Naturally, he is looking for a special freshman. That freshman, from Uchiha. Weasel. The old dog is looking for you. Don't give third generation any face at all. After Shisui heard Yefeng's words, I couldn't help swallowing my saliva. What are you looking for me for? Could it be? He wants to be mean. Itachi blinked, after a while. Gives this answer. This was the result of his careful consideration. Puff. Yefen was choked by Itachi's answer for the first time. Incredibly looking at his own Udaodu. Sure enough, as long as you don't get in touch with third generation prematurely, then the brain is normal. Nice. The boy is very good. Not bad. Yefen praised Itachi for the first time. Itachi's face also seemed to be a little flattered. This is the first time my elder brother has praised me. Think back to the past few years. But he was abused by his big brother. Moreover, he never praised himself. For a while, Itachi was still a little proud in his heart. This scene. Shisui on the side watched all of them. Slutty. Hokage-sama is being a bitch. All right. There is indeed such a suspicion. After all, the third generation also found Shisui long ago. Let him pay more attention to the eldest son and second son of the Uchiha patriarch. After combining what Yefeng said before. Isn't that just rude? Why pay attention to Weasel? Don't you just want to see if you can recruit Hokage? But Hokage-sama is for Konoha. Shisui was caught in a conflict. Same time. On the podium. Sarutobi Hiruzen has seen Uchiha Yefeng and Uchiha Itachi. That Yefeng. Sarutobi Hiruzen had a headache. In these 2 years, Ninja School has given feedback several times. That Uchiha Yefeng, except for a report on the start of school 2 years ago, never went to school again. Now, this is the second time he has come to Ninja School. And when the school started 2 years ago, because that was the 4th Hokage period. So Sarutobi Hiruzen did not come to the ninja school to speak. Perhaps right now, it is the first head-on confrontation between the two. First of all, congratulations to the freshmen. You have become the freshman of this class of ninja school. It only takes 3 years of school to become an honorable Konoha shinobi. Haha. Sarutobi Hiruzen started his speech. The content of the speech is naturally telling the history of Konoha village's development. And how he himself led the ninjas and led to the victory of the Second Ninja World War. How to complete the victory of the Third Ninja War. Such a feat. Like, who can do it? Yes. Sir Third Generation really did everything for the village. Guided the victory of the Second Ninja World War. And the victory of the Third Ninja World War. If it wasn't for Third Hokage-sama, maybe, it's still a time of war. Uchiha Shisui sighed. However, just after he finished speaking, immediately felt a ray of contempt. He turned around blankly and looked at Yefeng. Ah. I'm right. Seeing Yefeng looking at him like an idiot, Shisui was even more at a loss. The Second Ninja World War, isn't Sunin contributing? Isn't it Konoha's White Fang and they are contributing? The Third Ninja War, isn't our Uchiha clan contributing? And you idiot, working with Uzumaki Naruto's parents. He Third Generation, what did he do? He Third Generation, what did he do? A question that made Shisui stunned for a while. If you think about it, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. War is about robbing resources. Since he said that the Second Ninja World War is over. But, has he signed a material agreement with other villages? The loser, sending supplies to the winner, is this the purpose of the war? But what about the supplies? Yefeng's face still had a gentle smile. However, his words are extremely sharp. Let Shisui have nothing to refute. Yes. What about supplies? We at Konoha village won. But, what about the supplies? Not only that, why are the surrounding great powers still making moves recently? Although the Third Ninja War has ended for 2 years now. However, the friction at the border has not diminished at all. Shisui was at a loss again. Looking at Shisui who couldn't answer. Yefeng nodded. Shisui, A fairly complete cerebral palsy brainwashed by the will of fire. But for now, it can be saved. After all, distinguished heavenly God's ninjutsu is really easy to use. Moreover, he has not been idle for the past 2 years. Knock and beat, barely able to become a device. As long as there are leaves flying, there will be fire burning. That fire will shine on the village. Then new leaves will sprout again. Where the leaves are flying, the fire is still alive. Today, the old man will pass on the will of fire to you. Sarutobi Hiruzen eloquently speaks of the will of fire. The freshmen below the stage were also mesmerized. New leaves. Yefeng smiled. He really wanted to take these cerebral palsy people to see the current Naruto. Yes. The son of a hero who protected Konoha. Sealed 9 tails who destroyed Shinobi village. The son of a hero who trapped disaster within himself. The results of it? The result is drinking expired milk. Then I don't know who my parents are. For the monthly living expenses, I can't even afford his mother's ramen. And he was spurned by all the villagers. Let Naruto bear the name of the 9 tails demon fox who destroyed the village. If it wasn't for Uncle Ichiriku's ramen, if it wasn't for the smile that Iruka gave with his life. It is estimated that Naruto has already blackened, right? It's not an estimate, it's a certainty. And these, all from the hands of 3rd generation. Will of fire? Then I will tell you what the will of fire is. Chapter 5 How did the fire of the will of fire ignite? Ask for a monthly ticket evaluation ticket. In the sun. It is the envious gaze of the freshman. Sarutobi Hiruzen on stage enjoyed this look very much. Looking at the adoring eyes of the freshmen under the stage. Sarutobi Hiruzen is very useful. Grandpa 3rd generation. I want to inherit the will of fire. I will keep the will of fire firmly in my heart. In the future, I also want to be a great person like Grandpa 3rd generation. I also want to be a Hokage like Grandpa 3rd generation. The voices of countless new students have already made Sarutobi Hiruzen intoxicated. He. Good. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled and looked at the freshmen under the stage. Okay, do you have any questions you want to ask? If there is no problem. Not waiting for Sarutobi Hiruzen to finish. In the shade not far away. A clear voice sounded. I have a very big doubt and want to ask a question. Not too loud or not. But it can be heard by all the freshmen on the entire playground. The kid from the Uchiha family. Sarutobi Hiruzen followed the sound. Then he saw Yefeng wearing a black martial arts uniform. About Uchiha Yefeng. Sarutobi Hiruzen also got his first-hand information. The eldest son of the Uchiha clan. I don't like ninjutsu and I don't like illusion. I like to practice knives every day. What's the use even if your knife practice is good? This is the world of the ninja world. After all, it still depends on the limit of ninjutsu and blood. And you, with the bloodline boundary that everyone envies, don't inspire it? Shook his head. Sarutobi Hiruzen originally thought that Yefeng was a genius. Still thinking of recruiting my own Umbu, and then taking control. From now on, there is absolutely no need for that. Whether he can graduate from the ninja school is unknown. What's your problem? Thought of here. Sarutobi Hiruzen's voice was much colder. There is no value to be used by oneself. Then you don't have the right to pay attention to yourself. I have a question about the will of fire, and I want to ask it. The harmless smile of humans and animals is matched with the young man's voice like the wind in the morning. It only makes people feel that he is a refined and elegant son. A time. All the new students and the surrounding ninja teachers pricked up their ears. They want to see what kind of questions this elegant and somewhat excessive teenager will ask. But Sarutobi Hiruzen on the podium. His face changed unnaturally. The will of fire problem? What's wrong with the will of fire? The old man has washed the freshmen one after another. No one has ever asked a question about the will of fire. Excuse me. Third generation just said that where the leaves are flying, the fire will continue to grow. So, how did the fire of the will of fire ignite? Ye Feng's clear eyes seemed to really want to find out. It seems, really curious, how the fire was lit. After the problem comes out. Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned for 10 seconds. How did this fire start? This, who knows? That's how it was passed down from the previous generation. Grandpa Hokage, how did this fire start? Yes, yes. The fire must be ignited to burn. Grandpa Hokage. Grandpa third generation. The freshman also became curious. Especially when Sarutobi Hiruzen was silent, the longer he was silent, the more it can arouse people's curiosity. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression turned ugly. He never imagined it. I was actually put together by that Ye Feng. He took a deep look at Ye Feng in the distance. Still so elegant. But this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen felt very dazzling. Did he do it on purpose? Or did Fugaku make him say that? In order to give the old man a slap in the face. Or maybe you just don't like Konoha's style recently. Ridiculous. It looks like it's time to slap the Fugaku. Let him know who is the boss of Konoha. After relocating the clan, is it still not honest? Cough cough. The will of fire, it is naturally the fire in our hearts that ignites it. Sarutobi Hiruzen explained it far-fetched. And after he finished explaining, the freshmen in the audience exclaimed and revered again. When Sarutobi Hiruzen saw this, a smile appeared on his face. Yes. The old man is Hokage. Even if it is a random reason, it is correct. Even if it is wrong, if it comes out of the mouth of the old man, it is also right. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the shade of the tree in the distance. Kid, did you see it? Still want to choke the old man? But the next second, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face suddenly darkened. Because he just saw that little devil of the Uchiha family. There was a sarcastic smile. Then he shook his head and sat down, never looking back. You, being despised by a Uchiha kid. No doubt. The expression of that kid just now was contempt. But right now, it's the entrance ceremony for new students. He's not good at getting into trouble either. He could only hold his breath abruptly. Big brother, the face of third generation just changed. It's like, as if the big brother said that he couldn't pull down and fly for 3 days. Uchiha Itachi looked at his big brother. There was awe in his eyes. Unlike the original, Uchiha Itachi has been following Ye Feng since childhood. Therefore, naturally there is no time to accept the brainwashing of Uchiha Shisui. Besides, every time Shisui came to find Itachi, basically, they were all beaten by Ye Feng. Moreover, not only hammer Shisui, but also hammer Itachi. In the original book, Itachi followed Shisui, which is naturally the will of fire to the end. And now, Ye Feng said that the will of fire is a piece of shit, then Itachi will nod. Ye Feng, you embarrassed third generation like this today, I'm afraid. Shisui hasn't finished speaking yet. Ye Feng suddenly smiled. He dared to touch me. Asterisk. He dared to touch me. In a word. So Uchiha Shisui closed his mouth. Yes. Not to mention Ye Feng's strength. His identity is the eldest son of the Uchiha clan. If something really happened with the current relationship between Konoha and the Uchiha clan, there will be a good chance of civil unrest. Wrong. There must be civil unrest. At that time, the civil war broke out, for the current Konoha. Definitely an unprecedented hit. In addition, it has only been 2 years since the Third Ninja World War ended. The interior of Konoha is actually very empty. Konoha really dare not fight? If they fight, at best, the Uchiha clan will be leveled. However, there are definitely a lot of losses on their own. At that time, the surrounding big forbearance villages will take advantage of this critical moment and enter directly. They absolutely do. After all, Konoha village has an advantage, and other ninja villages have been jealous for decades. Otherwise, it will not be from the first ninja war to the third ninja war. Did he actually see the step? Shisui groaned and swallowed. This thought is too scary, isn't it? Is it a coincidence? Coincidence shit. Shisui directly denied his idea. He must have thought of this. Even, farther than I thought. Yefeng, it seems. The entire Konoha high-rise has always underestimated you. Shisui took a deep breath and said. And Yefeng smiled lightly. Underestimate me? Then you are very wrong. Konoha, you have never given up your vigilance against the Uchiha clan. Shisui, sometimes, don't forget your surname. Yawned. Yefeng leaned directly on the tree. Of course I won't forget. Uchiha. Shisui gave a wry smile. Yes. My surname is Uchiha. But why can't the clan and Konoha get along in a friendly way? Peace, but it doesn't come easily. These questions have always plagued Uchiha Shisui. The root cause is the will of fire he inherited from his elder Uchiha Kagami. This stuff really hurts people a lot. That's right, big brother. How did the fire of the will of fire ignite? At this moment, Itachi asked suddenly. Open your eyes. Looking at Uchiha Itachi, who looked thoughtful. Yefeng waved to him. When Itachi walked in front of Yefeng, Yefeng unceremoniously rewarded him with a brain crash. My stupid Udaudu. You actually thought about such a simple question for a long time. Itachi rubbed his forehead. The clearly visible brain collapse mark appeared impressively. Brother, it hurts. Also, I'm not stupid. If you say you're stupid, you're stupid. Yefeng raised his eyebrows. Didn't you say that? Where the leaves are flying, the fire is endless. Excuse me, in Konoha, who is good at playing with fire? As soon as this word comes out, Uchiha Shisui and Uchiha Itachi were taken aback for a moment. Who is good at playing with fire? Of course it was the Uchiha clan. Almost 99% of the clansmen are all born with the fire attribute. The flame fan is also the family emblem. This fire. From us Uchiha. Yefeng glanced at his Zanpakutō. Plus your own Ryujin Jakka. Only. Guess. It's kind of a fire. Could it be anger? After leaving this sentence, Yefeng just closed his eyes and rested. Konoha, I don't know, you can't handle my fire. After taking Itachi to get acquainted with the school, Yefeng himself was not very familiar with it. The two chose to skip class directly. Attend class. To accept the brainwashing of the will of fire? Feel sorry. I'm not stupid. If you have time, you might as well skip class and practice your own Zanpakutō with Itachi, a free training thug. Although sometimes, Itachi's thinking is a bit abnormal. But it is undeniable that Itachi is a genius. At the very least, above the combat practice, he is a genius. Under Yefeng's special training, Itachi can basically complete the training tasks well. Therefore, it is possible to reluctantly take 2 rounds under the circumstance of Yefeng releasing the water. It's always been so good. Under the sunset, Yefeng had a whole day of special training. The martial arts uniform on his body has long been soaked in sweat several times. And the physical limit has also broken through again and again. Brother, what do you mean? Itachi gasped at this moment. Lie on the grass, regaining strength. Hearing the unreasonable words of his elder brother, Itachi couldn't help but ask. I said, how good are you like this? Don't be like a fool, be a gunman for others. Being used time and time again, and he thinks he's in control. Just fucking cerebral palsy. Yefeng took a sip of water, then threw the water bottle to Itachi. The Itachi in the original book is just like what Yefeng said. Pure cerebral palsy. Of course, the fundamental reason is that he has been with Shisui for too long. Look. Now follow behind you. Become a normal person. Although, sometimes, it is more or less abnormal. But after all, he was Uchiha Itachi, so it seemed normal. Brother, sometimes you always say something that I don't understand. After Itachi finished pouring water, he wiped the corners of his mouth. His elder brother, Itachi, respects and looks up to him from the bottom of his heart. Although, the big brother is sometimes very strict with himself. However, he knew that the big brother wanted to grow up quickly. Fortunately, there is strength among the family, and fortunately, there is the ability to protect itself among Konoha village. Itachi is not stupid. On the contrary, he is very smart. It is because of his smartness that he knows that his eldest brother has good intentions. But what he didn't know was, Yefeng simply wanted to abuse Itachi for the sake of the Fugaku couple in the original book, as well as the clansmen who died tragically under his hands. Okay. It's getting late. Walk home. Yefeng slung Zanpakutō crossbody and shook his hair. Free and easy. Behind him, Itachi looked at his elder brother admiringly. When can I be as handsome as my big brother? This is what was in his heart. As for what age will stand in Hokage's point of view to think about the problem? That doesn't exist at all. Itachi now has only one goal, to catch up with his big brother. Chapter 7 Father, please show the eyes like just now. Ask for Huawa monthly ticket. The residence of the Uchiha clan. Once again, he looked at Itachi with a blue nose and a swollen face and Yefeng with a smile on his face. The corners of Uchiha Fugaku's mouth couldn't help grinning. Today's day thing. I already know. After Fugaku just finished speaking. Yefeng, on the other hand, was already holding the rice and started to eat. How? Father, did you feel good when you heard this? Awesome angle. This answer made Fugaku stunned. My intention is to let you take it easy. After all, the opponent was third Hokage. Although you look at each other very uncomfortable. Don't talk about you, even I'm not happy to see each other. It's kinda cool. Fugaku doesn't lie to his eldest son. Because, Yefeng is really too smart. He could smell lies. How do you feel? Yefeng took 2 mouthfuls of dry rice. Sure enough, dry people, dry spirits, and dry rice are all people. Mother, today's lion head is too good. After Uchiha Mikoto heard his son's compliments, there was also a smile on his face. How are you feeling? Fugaku looked at Yefeng who was cooking. Then laughed. The mood is naturally good. Okay. 2 rhetorical questions. I can't get it right? Originally, after Fugaku got the news, there is a little sense of blaming his eldest son. But right now, these 2 rhetorical questions. Just let Fugaku find out. Yes. Yefeng scolded third generation and made him eat a flat. Are you cool? It must be cool. Feel alright? It's definitely good. To blame? Why blame? Fugaku was curious for a while, why did this idea appear before? After blaming Yefeng, will the third generation be stable? If he can be safe, there will be ghosts. In addition, Yefeng is his eldest son, he is third generation, it seems that he really doesn't dare to do anything. If he dares. Thought here. Fugaku's body was imperceptibly exuding a trace of hostility. Then, even if he is fighting his own life, he has to take away the third generation. Third generation, third generation. Do you really think that I, the patriarch of the Uchiha clan, is a decoration? Deep in the eyes, 3 Tomo Sharinan flashed away. Just when Mangekyo was about to manifest, Fugaku suppressed it immediately. Father, your eyes are good. Yefeng suddenly said something without a reason. Fugaku, who was about to pick up his chopsticks, was shocked. However, when he looked at Yefeng again, I saw Yefeng stuck a lion's head with chopsticks. Then I poured it into Sasuke's mouth when he was only 2 years old. Good guy. That lion head is comparable to half of Sasuke's head. Little Sasuke's face is full of oil. Etc. He just said, looks good. What's the meaning? He found his Mangekyo? No, not possible. My own Mangekyo Sharinan has never been shown in front of a family. Are you thinking too much? You must be thinking too much. Father, please show more of those eyes in the future. That's the look a clan leader should have. Suddenly a few words came. This made Uchiha Fugaku immediately stunned. Then he gave a wry smile. Don't think about it. He definitely knows something. However, he is only 8 years old. Even at precocious age, what can you do at the age of 8? After dinner, Uchiha Itachi coaxed little Sasuke to play in the yard. I don't know if the Uchiha family is the ancestral Brakan. Itachi was born after Sasuke was born. I have always liked to be with Sasuke. After training every night, you have to hold Sasuke to fall asleep. This made Yefeng couldn't help smacking his tongue. Really? Brakan per Uchiha clan. Fortunately, I don't feel that way. Well, shouldn't I? Yefeng. How did you know? Inside the study, only Yefeng and Fugaku remained. And Fugaku didn't beat around the bush and said directly. He swore that he had never been exposed. It's been almost 10 years since I've had it. Mangekyo Sharinan. Yefeng stretched his back. After hearing what my son said, Fugaku's face couldn't help but jump. Can you not always look like you already know? This will make my patriarch look stupid. Although it is strong. But, you don't have to, no matter how strong you are, it's useless. Yefeng looked at Fugaku. Actually, I'm very curious, what kind of ability does father's Mangekyo have? Fugaku was stunned again. Does he even know that Mangekyo Sharinan will awaken the power? Also, father's Mangekyo, can you open Susa? Yefeng's next sentence. Let Fugaku not calm down directly. Stand up from his seat. After thinking for a long time, Fugaku gave a wry smile again. Good boy. Your father, I have such a basic foundation, and you know it all. How the hell did your head grow? How terrible. I need to know about the strength of my father. In this case, I can guarantee that I can continue to make the old dogs of the third generation feel uncomfortable. Yefeng's face still had that elegant smile. However, what he said made Fugaku's head as big as a bucket. But, Yefeng, if you really irritate the dog will jump over the wall. Although Fugaku was relieved after learning what happened in the morning. However, he was still more worried about the safety of his son. After all, the dog will jump over the wall in a hurry. Father, this is your first time talking about dogs. I hope I can hear more in the future. Yefeng smiled. This kid. The corners of Fugaku's mouth twitched. Obviously I followed your words, okay. However, this feeling is really cool. As long as you have the strength to break a dog's leg. No matter how anxious this dog is, it won't jump up. Also, the wall of our family is very high. Yefeng said unhurriedly, as if this was just a trivial matter. The strength to break the dog's legs? Also, the wall of our family is very high. There are many meanings in these two words. Seeing his father meditating, Yefeng also knew that he cared about himself. However, it is time to show some trump cards. Are you always worrying your family? This is not Yefeng's style. Father. Look, how are my eyes? Fugaku raised his head and met Yefeng's eyes. I only saw that Yefeng's eyes that were still as black as ink suddenly began to appear three scarlet guyu. In the study, he looked at Yefeng in shock. Then, there was Fugaku's excitement mixed with an unbelievable voice. 3 Tomo Sheri-nan. Asterisk. Early summer. The night air is still cool. However, in the depths of the Uchiha clan, in the majestic mansion, the air here is extraordinarily hot. This is the first time my father fights with my big brother. In the yard, Itachi held Sasuke in his arms and looked at the two figures in the courtyard with reverence. One is his father and the other is his elder brother. Both were people he admired. In order not to let Fugaku continue to worry about himself, Yefeng felt that it was time to show some trump cards. The era of living and developing has become a thing of the past. Ha ha ha. Good boy. Did you turn on 3 Tomo Sheri-nan? It's starting to swell, even you Laozi dare to challenge. At this time, Fugaku is in a very good mood. Originally, he thought his eldest son didn't like Sheri-nan at all. Every day he is madly practicing swordsmanship. Who would have thought that this kid actually drove to 3 Tomo Sheri-nan? Inflated. Yefeng smiled, and his right hand slowly held Zanpakutō around his waist. Yefeng. Although you just turned on 3 Tomo Sheri-nan. However, sometimes, Sheri-nan is not your support. Only one's own strength is strong. That's it? Fugaku said happily. Yes. This seems to be the first time that he has taught his son from the perspective of a father. The previous communication seemed like a conversation between friends. Even, most of the conversations were all about Fugaku's defeat. And now, I can finally have one aspect that I can preach to this kid. Father. When did I say that I just opened it? Yefeng looked at his father suspiciously. You never said it was just opened, did you? Ha 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 ha. From the laughter, he was suddenly choked, and then coughed violently. Wasn't it just turned on? Fugaku knew that Yefeng would not lie to himself, because it was not necessary at all. Having started Sheri-nan at the age of 8 is already very pervert. You, when did you turn it on? Fugaku swallowed and asked. It looks like it was 3 years ago. Yefeng said very casually. 8 years old, 3 years ago, 5 years old. Hiss. Fugaku took a deep breath. He looked at his eldest son in horror. How? Am I hiding well? More than good. If you don't say anything now. Your mother and I always thought you couldn't open Sheri-nan. He even pinned his hopes on Itachi. I can't, as the patriarch of the Uchiha family, my son can't open Sheri-nan? Say this, where will you put the face of the patriarch? Come on, father. I won't let the water go. Another sentence. You can't choke Fugaku. What do you mean you won't release water? What do you mean, you can still win? I am elite Jonin. Even, turn on Mangekyo and step into the cage level is not an exaggeration. Of course, Fugaku doesn't actually use Mangekyo either. Come. Fugaku makes a big move. The eyes have become 3 Tomo Sheri-nan. At this time, Yefeng was slowly holding Zanpakutō by his waist. He raised his head, his dark eyes locked on Fugaku. Don't you use Sheri-nan? Fugaku was stunned. You don't need to deal with your father. Good boy. How crazy. Fugaku has decided that he must teach this kid a lesson later. Call out. Bai Mang has already deceived himself. Shunpo. Yefeng instilled spiritual power and chakra. Yes, as a Shinigami, if you have Zanpakutō, you can naturally practice the spiritual power that Shinigami can only possess. And in these 5 or 6 years, Yefeng practiced desperately, and there was a special training that made chakra and spiritual power become one. Controlling these two forces at the same time is not easy. However, the current Yefeng is already a master. So fast. Itachi on the sidelines stared into his eyes. I was stunned that I didn't see how the figure of my eldest brother passed. In his sight. His big brother disappeared in an instant. It feels faster than Shisui-san's body flicker technique. At this time, Itachi has not yet opened Sharingan. Naturally, he couldn't capture the figure of his eldest brother. So fast. This was Fugaku's first thought. This speed. Not weaker than Shunchi Shisui. Chiang. Konoha confronts Zanpakutō. Suddenly sparks flew. After a few rounds down, Fugaku felt astonished that his right hand was starting to go numb. On the other hand, Yefeng still looked calm and calm. Good guy, did he pretend to be? Fugaku's face is very ugly. Father, next, please be careful. At this time, Yefeng has slowly raised the Zanpakutō in his hand. After instilling spiritual power and chakra, the Zanpakutō in his hand also seemed to be agitated. The crimson lines continue to spread to the entire blade. After all, it is the fusion of spiritual power and chakra. The power is naturally much stronger than Zanpakutō alone. Ryutsu began to spread. First and foremost is Fugaku. Fugaku felt this Ryutsu, and his heart also panicked for no reason. The look on his face instantly became extremely serious. Next, if you're not careful, I'm afraid, really planted here. And far away. Itachi had already hid behind the pillar. And Ryujin in his arms also began to cry. / Unleashed skills without Shikai Zanpakutō. With this move, Yefeng's practice has become perfect. Violently waved Zanpakutō in his hand. A red glow directly tore the air in front of him. Even the slate on the ground in the yard cracked a deep hole. And the next second, the sword glow mixed with fiery flames has come to Uchiha Fugaku's eyes. Not good. Fugaku didn't react at all at this time. The red light in his eyes flashed away. Must use the trump card. Asterisk. Chapter 9. If you have time another day, try Shikai with your father. Ask for a monthly pass. Uchiha Station, above the core practice ground. Yefeng, it's about today. Go back, don't tell your mother. Fugaku looked at his eldest son depressedly at this time. I don't say yes. But, how are you going to explain? Yefeng looked at Fugaku in front of him and grinned. At this point, Fugaku's upper body clothes were gone. Under the red glow, it had already turned to ashes. And Fugaku's hair is also somewhat curly and messy. I said it was caused by practice. Fugaku raised his eyebrows and looked at Yefeng. At this time, he still had some lingering fears. If the move just now was released when the enemy was defenseless, it is estimated that now that person has long since returned to the Pure Land. It's just an ordinary knife, why is Te Niang so perverted? Fugaku really couldn't figure it out. At the same time, he also knew that Yefeng definitely had a secret. However, Fugaku won't bother either. After all, everyone has some secrets. Such as yourself. Although his secret is not a secret in Yefeng's eyes. Thinking of this, Fugaku's face became depressed again. Almost all of his whole cards were read by this kid. As a result, this kid's trump card is completely unknown to him. Such a failure. Fugaku is a bit decadent. The slate on the ground is going to be replaced. Yefeng waved to Itachi in the distance. Immediately, he left here gracefully. Itachi also hurriedly followed Yefeng's pace. So handsome. So amazing. Big brother. You were so handsome just now. Itachi looked at his elder brother with admiration. Of course. Yefeng said unceremoniously. By the way, eldest brother, what is the black skeleton in front of my father's body at the end? Itachi asked curiously. He was really curious. After all, such a powerful blade can be blocked by that weird skeleton. Moreover, it was the first time that Itachi had seen such a move that he had never seen before. That thing, when you turn on 3 Tomo Sharingan, you'll be able to touch the tail. It's too early for you right now. You're arguing, let's open a 3-go jade first. Yefeng patted Itachi on the head. After this test, he also knew the background of his father. Black Susa. Yes. Under the last blow, Fugaku couldn't dodge because of his carelessness. Finally, as a last resort, I was forced to block it with Suzage. This barely offset Yefeng's attack. However, Yefeng also roughly tested the power of his attack just now. Between B-level ninjutsu and A-level ninjutsu. Of course, if you continue to inject Ryutsu and chakra yourself. A-level power is definitely no problem. Although the fire attribute chakra is injected, the moves become fancy. But the power is also greatly improved. If there is time another day. Try Shikai with my father. Yefeng narrowed his eyes and began to make plans in his heart. Fugaku saw Yefeng and Itachi leave here at this time. Then he patted the dust on his body and stood up. He knew why Yefeng would have such a fight with himself today. It's to reassure yourself. Tell yourself that he has a lot of cards. In the end, Fugaku also chose to reveal his true trump card. Susanoo. Although it can only be opened to the second stage at present. However, it is not a problem to use it to resist the previous kind of swordsmanship. And the purpose of using Susa, there are two. First, I was really in a hurry and had to block with Susa. Second, that is to tell Yefeng, I opened Suzuo, you just let it go. Konoha, you can mix it up. This is a time when both sides show the guarantee of their trump cards to each other. Don't worry about what's behind you while letting go of your hands. The third generation. Perhaps, it's really like what Yefeng said. Going for too long, it seems that people will be regarded as soft persimmons. There was a rare glint in Fugaku's eyes. In Yefeng's words, this is the look that a clan leader should have. Except for the day when I brought Itachi to school, after Yefeng and Itachi reported. A month has passed. The two never showed up at school again. After listening to the report of teacher Chinin, the instructor of the ninja school, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was sitting on the office chair, took a heavy puff on his pipe. Then spit out slowly. He didn't care about the uncomfortable look on the teacher Chinin's face in front of him. Too presumptuous. Even if you are the eldest son and the second son of the Uchiha clan, you can't miss school. If it goes on like this, the old man will fire them. After two harsh words, Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand. Signal, this teacher Chinin to leave here. Fired. After this teacher Chinin left the office, he couldn't help shaking his head. A month ago. But you told me to pay more attention to the movements of Uchiha Itachi. He also said that when the time is right, you can show goodwill. Now, what are you pretending to be in front of me? Naturally, he did not dare to say these words. In front of him, an old man with a bandage on his right eye walked over slowly. Lord Danzo. What did you say to third generation just now? Shimura Danzo asked, narrowing his eyes. This. Say. After 2 minutes. Inside the Hokage office. Sarutobi. It seems that the little devils of the Uchiha clan didn't take you seriously at all. Danzo's face was full of mockery. Even 1 or 2 Uchiha brats couldn't hold back. What Hokage did, it really failed. The old man will go to the Uchiha clan tomorrow to beat Uchiha Fugaku. Okay, don't talk about that. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. Danzo. Recently, there are more and more cases of Chinin and Genin in the village disappearing for no reason. But what does this have to do with this old man? Danzo's expression remained unchanged. Danzo, don't stretch your hands and feet too long. Sarutobi Hiruzen got angry. Don't think, I don't know about you and Orochimaru. Recently, give me a break. Danzo heard the words and was silent for a while. Immediately, he raised his head, then only move Uchiha. Sarutobi Hiruzen narrowed his eyes. After thinking for a while, he waved his hand. Let's go back. This time, he was going to beat his old buddy. After all, the interior of Konoha is really empty right now. However, Shimura Danzo sneered. Because, Sarutobi Hiruzen did not stop. Of course, Shimura Danzo would not act foolishly directly on the Uchiha clan. After all, Uchiha is no longer popular, and he is also a family with a strong heritage. A dead skinny camel is bigger than a horse. Danzo is naturally aware of this. The destruction of the Uchiha clan is inevitable. Danzo will never leave a family that can compete with him. And he, Sarutobi, will not. Chapter 10 Fugaku, is the third generation coming? Itachi. Go to the backyard and get the dog stick. Please ask for flowers as a reward. Early morning, inside the Uchiha station. If regardless of the constant pressure of this family. In fact, the environment here is very good. However, it seems that very few of the clansmen can really calm down and appreciate it. But Yefeng is an exception. If not for the request of a girl last night. The current Yefeng has already taken Itachi to practice. That girl, called Uchiha Izumi. One can tell from a young age that he will definitely be a beauty when he grows up in the future. Pub Future adds. Unfortunately, in the original work, he died tragically in the night of the genocide. Thought of here. Yefeng didn't hesitate to give Itachi, who was having breakfast next to him, a head scratcher. Looking at Itachi's grief-stricken eyes, Yefeng said without blushing or panting, "The sound of your eating disturbed me. Heaven and earth conscience. I just ate rice balls. Moreover, I eat without sound." Itachi wanted to refute his big brother. But he knows that as long as he refutes, then he will be greeted by 10 brains. In the end, Itachi chose to compromise. Stupid auto beans. Your elder brother won't accompany you to practice this morning. You can play with Urja by yourself. He looked at the girl standing at the door of the mansion. Yefeng pinched Itachi's face. Then leave gracefully. Only the grinning Itachi was left. Brother, can you stop talking when you speak? Quan. It seems to be good to be our daughter-in-law. Fugaku glanced at the Uchiha spring in the distance. Then he looked at Mikoto beside him. Go, it's not right, how old is Yefeng now? Mikoto couldn't help but glance at Fugaku. It's 8 years old. Back then, when I was 8 years old, I was already hooked up, not. Looking at Mikoto's resentful eyes, Fugaku hurriedly changed his tune. Above the sakura flower trail. Yefeng took Uchiha Kwan's hand without hesitation. I have to say, it feels really good. She has long black hair and a mole under her right eye. Wearing a purple trench coat, even though Izumi was only 6 years old at this time. But, I can't help but she's pretty. I recalled the first time I met Izumi. It was a very bloody plot. I am practicing in the back mountain. Then came across the lost fountain. Then, Kwan fell in love at first sight. Children of the Hokage world, widespread precocious puberty. Yefeng knew this. Plus Izumi is really gentle. This daughter-in-law, let's make an internal decision. Do not worry. When you go to school next year, I will definitely accompany you. This is Yefeng's promise to Kwan. Kwan blushed and was full of joy. The two of them roamed the clan just like that. Landscape within the Uchiha tribe. Beautiful indeed. although moved from the core area of Konoha. But again, this one is near the outskirts of the village. The environment is beautiful, and the area is more than 3 times larger than the previous family land. Tired? It's still the same. When passing the stone chair, Yefeng stretched his back and yawned. Quan was very sensible and sat on the stone chair, then put his knees together. With a blushing face, he nodded to Yefeng. The lap pillow is really beautiful. The sun shines through the gaps of the leaves, and Madara sprinkles little by little on the 2 people. This scene is as beautiful as a picture scroll. Just when Yefeng was enjoying the lap pillow comfortably, an uninvited guest came uninvited. Sarutobi Hiruzen. With 2 Umbu ninjas. It has come to the gate of the Uchiha family's residence. And the Uchiha guardsmen, after meeting Sarutobi Hiruzen, all frowned. Welcome. Excuse me. If it wasn't for the 3rd generation, the Uchiha family wouldn't be so miserable at all. The people of the Uchiha family are not fools. On the contrary, there are many smart people. When you see Lord Hokage, do you still not salute? Umbu next to Sarutobi Hiruzen said sharply. And Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded in satisfaction. Lord 3rd generation. The Uchiha guards spoke out, despite their reluctance. Take me to meet your patriarch. The old man has something to look for him. Sarutobi Hiruzen said. Unwilling. Oh, the old man is Hokage. Dare to disobey the old man's order. Even your patriarchs dare not. After a few minutes, Sarutobi Hiruzen came to the deepest mansion of the Uchiha clan. Along the way, Sarutobi Hiruzen was fed up with the stares around him. The Uchiha family, sure enough, everyone has pink eye. This also confirms the purpose of Sarutobi Hiruzen here today. It seems that the anger of the Uchiha clan has come up again recently. It's time to hit it hard. The purpose of this line. I'm here to give the Uchiha family a slap in the face. Let them know who is the boss of Konoha. It turned out to be the 3rd generation. I thought. Uchiha Fugaku after meeting Sarutobi Hiruzen. He said in surprise. Immediately, he turned his head and shouted at Itachi in the backyard. Itachi, don't use the dog beating stick. As soon as this word comes out, Sarutobi Hiruzen froze in place. What's the meaning? What do you think it is? Don't let Itachi take the dog beating stick, what does it mean? Old man, is it a dog? Thought of here. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face suddenly sank. 3rd generation, why is your face so ugly? Fugaku looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen and said curiously. Patriarch Uchiha. It seems that you don't like seeing the old man very much. Sarutobi Hiruzen began to attack. How could it be? Fugaku was even more puzzled. Look how good he is. If you don't go to filming for this acting, it's simply subservient. Such a wonderful drama. Yefeng certainly won't miss it. It was Sarutobi Hiruzen who came to the Uchiha station to begin. It was already perceived by Yefeng. His chakra perception, combined with Ryutsu, has grown exponentially. Although it is not as good as the local Kagura heart, it is still no problem to cover most of the clan. Therefore, Yefeng took Quan and returned here immediately. Now in the backyard. I am watching this showdown with Itachi. Telescope technique, this thing sometimes works really well. Like now. 3rd generation, where did you come from? Fugaku asked suspiciously. Patriarch Fugaku, what do you mean by the dog beating stick you just said? Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was as gloomy as water. Fugaku said blankly, yes. Just before 3rd generation came in, I heard a dog barking outside the door. No, my son Sasuke is still sleeping. Of course I can't let the dog bark wake up my son Sasuke. So, I asked Itachi to get the dog beating stick and prepare to drive the dogs out of the door. However, with the arrival of Lord 3rd Hokage right now, the dogs outside this door will stop barking. I really thank their generation. Chapter 11 Itachi, take the dog beating stick back, the dog has stopped barking. Ask for a monthly ticket evaluation ticket. Inside the Uchiha mansion. After Sarutobi Hiruzen heard these words. The face is already ugly ultimate. In the backyard, Yefen was also surprised. This yin and yang weirdness has one hand. It seems that after yesterday, my father's brain has also opened up. Big brother, so irritating third generation. Good for us. Itachi said in a low voice. Pub future ads. Could it be that if we don't mess with the third generation, he will treat us well? Yefen shook his head. The dog is about to bite you. Aren't you going to call back? Quan, who was sitting in Yefeng's arms, couldn't hold back. Brother Yefeng, you are too bad to call third generation a dog. Women, it's not good to be too smart. Yefeng tapped Quan's head lightly. Itachi, on the other hand, felt goosebumps. Brother, sister-in-law, can you not be so tired? Call me sister-in-law Quan, who is as big as me. This is what the big goth ordered. Otherwise, it's another brain crash. Thinking of this, Itachi seems to feel that his head has begun to hurt. Hey! Quan in his arms suddenly snorted. He buried his head in the corner of Yefeng's clothes. Yefeng cast an appreciative look at Itachi. Good. The guy is very good. Inside the mansion. Third generation. Where did I go wrong here? Fugaku still looked dazed. The dogs barked. Isn't it normal to take a dog stick by yourself? Immediately, Fugaku showed a sudden realization. Third generation, don't you think I'm talking about you? No, 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 no. Good guy. You even learned my words. As expected of you. After Yefeng heard the sentence, he couldn't help but click his tongue. Of course not. Sarutobi Hiruzen said hurriedly. Joke. Can you admit it now? If admitted. Doesn't that admit that the old man is a dog? Therefore, the current Sarutobi Hiruzen can only swallow this breath into his stomach. He didn't come to Uchiha Fugaku today to listen to him here. Patriarch Fugaku. Today I came to find. However, Sarutobi Hiruzen's words are only halfway there. Only to see Uchiha Itachi suddenly ran from the backyard to the hall of the mansion with a dog beating stick. Father! Here's the dog bat you want. Fugaku's eyebrows twitched. And Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was standing beside him, turned dark again. What does it mean? Itachi couldn't help but complain about his big brother in his heart. Let's keep watching how good it is. Don't let me actually send in a dog bat. Alright now, stop embarrassing. Cough, weasel. Take the batter down. The dog has stopped barking. Fugaku coughed lightly and said to Itachi. At this time, Itachi swallowed his saliva. Big brother. As expected of you. Did you already expect what Dad was going to say? It's not right. I heard several noises in the yard just now. Itachi said stubbornly. He swears, this really wasn't his intention. It's all what my big brother told me to say. After Itachi said this, the air in the mansion seemed to freeze. At this time, Fugaku also guessed something. 80%, Yefeng asked him to do this. Only he can be so bad. Okay, Itachi, let's go. Yes, my father. Itachi quickly left here. Not even the dog beating stick was brought back. Brother, I was miserable. After returning to the backyard, Itachi looked at his elder brother with resentment on his face. I'll ask you a question. The two words I just said, after seeing the face of third generation. You said to your heart, are you happy? Cool. Itachi didn't want to go against his own thoughts. That's it? Yefeng's mouth twitched. Are you unhappy just watching third generation? Yes, but that's only part of the reason. The second reason is the complete collapse between third generation and Itachi. After such a thing, I don't believe that you, third generation, can calmly win over Itachi. Unless, you really want to be the dog under the bed. However, this may not be the case. Maybe, third generation has this hobby. Third generation. What did you just say? Fugaku looked at the dog bat on the table, then smiled at third generation. Call. Sarutobi Hiruzen calmed the anger in his heart. Right now, it's not the time to tear up with the Uchiha clan. He knows this better than Danzo. The old man came to find the Fugaku patriarch because of the ninja school. Your eldest son has been absent from school for 2 years. Then, your second son just signed up, but he dropped out of school with your eldest son. It's been a whole month now. It seems that Ri was stood up again by Sarutobi Hiruzen. At this time, he said solemnly. If it goes on like this. No way. The ninja school has the rules of the ninja school. This, the Fugaku patriarch doesn't know about it, right? Good guy, this is pretending to be out of place, isn't it? Yefeng shook his head. I have been absent from school for 2 years and have not come to look for it. As a result, it happened now. Is it because Konoha reluctantly regained some vitality in the past 2 years? Yes, in the first 2 years, Konoha was in a turbulent period. It's been 2 years now. And then third generation started doing things. Then what does Lord third generation want to do? Fugaku glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen. If only for such a thing. Fugaku really laughed. It seems that it is really like what Yefeng said. The Uchiha family is so bullying. Starting from tomorrow, let the two of them return to the ninja school honestly. When Sarutobi Hiruzen saw that Fugaku was softened, he raised his head and said slowly. That's it, although the punishment at the ninja school is very serious. However, this old man comes forward and speaks for your 2 sons. After returning to the ninja school tomorrow, everyone will write a 20,000-word review letter and post it on the notice board of the ninja school. This matter, forget it. That is called a generosity. That's a big deal. It's like helping Fugaku a lot. Bang. Fugaku suddenly stood up and slammed the table. Surprised Sarutobi Hiruzen. Almost had a heart attack. No. Third generation. Your punishment is too light. Fugaku frowned and said. The 2 of them must be fired. Fired? What are you kidding? How did they graduate from the ninja school if they were fired? How to assign genin groups without graduating? How can I use it for my husband if I don't assign a genin group? After Sarutobi Hiruzen heard Fugaku's words. Suddenly numb. Asterisk. Chapter 12. Where are there so many dogs to kill for you? Aren't Konoha full of dogs? Seeking all data support. Don't stop me. Real. Third generation. If it wasn't for you. I still don't know about this. I'm furious. Fugaku's face was ashen. Rolling up his sleeves, he can't wait to find the eldest son and the second son of his family immediately. Then beat him hard. At this time, third generation hurriedly stopped Uchiha Fugaku. Must be stopped? What if it really hit Yefeng and Itachi? When the 2 of them get angry, what should they do if they really don't go to school? This is absolutely impossible. Also, the old man is just pretending to scare him. Do you want such a big reaction from your Fugaku patriarch? Fuck, don't stop me. I have to teach them a lesson. It's really insane. How dare you miss class? Fugaku looked at third generation who was blocking him, and cursed directly. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face is full of spittle. But, no matter what. Sarutobi Hiruzen did not dare to attack. But why does it always feel like This Fugaku patriarch is pointing at himself and scolding. I'm furious. Fugaku was frightened at this time. Sarutobi Hiruzen had no choice but to console. This, ahem. Patriarch Fugaku, there is no need to punish the child. After all, it's Konoha's new life. Also, I heard that the eldest son of your family was not idle, but went to practice swordsmanship. Overall, no time wasted, which is a good thing. Cultivation of swordsmanship. Fugaku heard the words, and immediately went up again. Third generation. You don't know. You said, he is the eldest son, and he belongs to the Uchiha family. Isn't it bad to practice ninjutsu and illusion? I have to practice swordsmanship, and I also said that I would use a sword to kill a dog. Open a dog meat shop in the future, specializing in killing dogs. You said, are you angry? I won't be angry if you don't say this. Really? No. Tomorrow I will let them go to the ninja school to complete the withdrawal procedures. This performance. The attackee in the backyard was dumbfounded. However, Yefen nodded and said with a smile, not bad. Father, you are very good. This is a good show, it's cool to watch. However, just being so angry won't kill third generation. It has to be a little bit more aggressive. Yefeng's face was filled with a gentle smile. Itachi, on the other hand, shuddered. My big brother, I want to do something again. Inside the mansion. Fugaku is under the comfort of third generation. This was done again and returned to the chair. On the other hand, third generation is persuading painstakingly on the side. Patriarch Fugaku, don't be so angry. We have to be patient and patient with the next generation. Father. Look, how is my knife sharpening? Suddenly, Yefeng raised Zanpakutō in his hand. Came to the palace. Fugaku was stunned. Third generation was also stunned. And Yefeng said it on his own. At that time, in a few years, I can open a dog meat shop. Just use the knife in my hand. One knife is one dog. How? Ridiculous. You are the eldest son of the Uchiha family. How can you open a dog meat shop? Fugaku immediately understood and jumped up. I don't care. I will kill dogs in the future. Kill one a day. No. Kill 10. Yefeng retorted. You still kill 10 a day. Where can you kill so many dogs? Fugaku was furious. Where isn't it? There are dogs everywhere in Konoha. Father and son sing together. This double read act is full of flaws. Almost pointed at Sarutobi Hiruzen's nose. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was ashen. If he can't see anything, he'll stop doing this Hokage. Where's the dog? Konoha is full of dogs. Isn't that obvious? Obviously referring to Sang and scolding why. And Sarutobi Hiruzen is really not easy to attack. Otherwise, they really don't go to school, and they don't graduate from the ninja school, so what should they do? Moreover, Uchiha Itachi's talent has already begun to show within the Uchiha clan. Although I don't know the details of Yefeng. Come to think of it, at worst, you can become a jonin, right? Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen had to swallow the breath abruptly. It's inconvenient for the old man to disturb your family affairs. Patriarch Fugaku. Farewell. Sarutobi Hiruzen flicked his sleeves and walked out the door with a dark face. Third generation, won't you stay for lunch? Fugaku stood up suddenly and said with a smile. Yeah, third generation, at noon I made my mother make a pot of dog meat soup. Yefeng also greeted third generation. Sarutobi Hiruzen nearly stumbled over. Finally, snored. With a dark face, he left here. Not long after he left. Inside the mansion, Yefeng and Fugaku laughed loudly. Ha 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 ha. Cool. Fugaku let out a long sigh of relief. So cool. Haven't been this cool in a long time. Especially Sarutobi Hiruzen's face that eats show. Yefeng, the yin-yang method you taught me is really amazing. Fugaku looked at Yefeng and said. These are all learned from the hands of Yefeng. Right now, it's his first time using it. I didn't expect it to be so cool. It seems that I will use it more in the future. I told my father long ago. The ignorance of seeking reconciliation will only make one's identity weaker and weaker. Remember, my father. Status is earned by oneself, not given by others. Yefeng took the knife and left here leisurely. Only Uchiha Fugaku was left with a contemplative face. Position, it's something you fight for yourself. It wasn't given by anyone else. This last sentence seems to have opened the knot in Fugaku's heart for many years. A sharp breath also began to gradually reveal. Although today's incident will make third generation even more upset Uchiha. But, when did he ever feel good about Uchiha? He had long been upset with Uchiha. So why should we Uchiha give him face? Beat. Then come. In the words of Yefeng. Life and death are already underestimated, let's do it if we don't agree. Crazy. It's crazy. However, isn't this all forced by the top management of Konoha? If you start with first Hokage, you will be friends with the Uchiha family for generations. Can it develop to this point? Yefeng said it. I want to make the Uchiha family truly unite. You must have the whole clan Ishine. Some clansmen, it's time to rectify. What a clan wants is the real core clan. What I want is the clansmen who can safely give their backs to the opponent. However, there are a lot of grass in the clan. Fugaku stood up slowly. Then walked towards the presbytery. It's time for the Uchiha family to transform. Chapter 13 Night Talk. You are the first to criticize, you patriarch, what a failure. Please ask for a ticket. Night falls. Deep in the Uchiha mansion. After listening to Itachi's story, Uchiha Mikoto couldn't help but laugh too. However, after laughing, there was a deep worry. You scolded third generation back like that. Aren't you afraid that third generation will cause trouble? Looking for trouble? I'm afraid he won't make trouble. Yefeng picked up a chicken leg and bit it directly. Mother. Not to mention, your craftsmanship is getting better and better. I've always made it according to the hundreds of recipes. Uchiha Mikoto suddenly smiled. Moreover, there are many dishes that I have improved myself. What Yefeng eats is an incense. After the third generation thing happened in the morning, Yefeng took Itachi and trained for an afternoon. The meal after training is always the most fragrant. Do not worry. Mother just needs to bring the skunk and urju. The affairs of the clan, leave it to me and my father. After Yefeng finished eating the chicken legs, he said with a smile. And Uchiha Itachi on the side also put down his chopsticks. He whispered softly, brother, I am 6 years old this year. Yefeng. What do you think of the family? Or, in your opinion, what changes will the family undergo? Fugaku took a deep look at Yefeng at this time. Leave the affairs of the clan to him. Is he finally going? Fugaku knew that Yefeng had a strong mind. Even stronger than his patriarch. Some things are more thoughtful than him. Right now, Fugaku began to ask Yefeng's opinion. After all, Yefeng is the eldest son, and I am afraid that he will not be able to escape the position of the patriarch in the future. Change. It's changed a lot. A family. There are too many problems. Yefeng leaned on the chair. Since my father wants to know about the family's problems, then, I'll have a good time for my father. The first question is the patriarch. Patriarch. Fugaku was stunned. What's my problem? Seeing Fugaku's stunned expression, Yefeng continued. What is a patriarch? Or, what is a qualified patriarch? Those who can lead a clan and go on brilliantly are qualified patriarchs. But, what about my father? It may have nothing to do with you if the clan's land was moved, but why do they dare to do this at the top of Konoha? Because the family is too weak. Yefen is telling the truth. Almost everyone in the Uchiha family is born with the Sharinon configuration as standard. This should be the strongest family. But why is it getting weaker? Too weak. Fugaku frowned. Yeah, think about it that way. It does. Over the years, Konoha executives have put pressure on the Uchiha family. The Uchiha family hardly dared to refute. Therefore, we can only rely on the identity of the guards to pressure some civilians. So, who still likes a family? But, if you don't do this, the family will not have a peaceful day. Fugaku sighed, a little tired in his eyes. That's exactly my second point. Yefen tapped the desktop. Peaceful. What is tranquility? Strange to a couple. This is not called tranquility, this is called escape. But if, the patriarch took the lead to escape, then, may I ask, how to make a family rise? Yefeng's words were very sharp. However, it directly pointed out the core of the problem. Yes. The patriarch was unwilling to take the lead and stand up. So what can we people do? You mean, rebellion? Fugaku took a deep breath and said solemnly. Rebel. Yefeng sneered. Father, rebellion is the lowest form of revenge. However, it seems that the people of the family can only think of such a way. Fugaku rolled his eyes. Dare that this kid is beating around the bush and scolding himself for being stupid? What's the best way to get revenge? Yefen narrowed his eyes, and there was a flash of sternness in his dark eyes. What does he want most from the third generation? His life. Well, although life is in it, what else does he want besides life? What more do you want? Fugaku thought for a few seconds. Then he exhaled slowly. What more can I want? Hokage's position, people's love, and subordinates bragging. After all, he third Hokage is the strongest. This sentence, Fugaku's face is full of irony. Third Hokage is the strongest? How dare he say that with that old face? Not only that, but it was also directly incorporated into the new books in Konoha Shinobi School. Now, the entire Konoha, except for the older generation of ninjas. Almost all the freshmen and ninjas all think that third Hokage is the strongest Hokage. So, Father, you say, if the rights, reputation, and his position of Hokage in the hands of the third generation are gradually deprived, step by step, what a pleasure that would be. Heart attack. The best way to get revenge on someone. It was to take away everything he cared about the most. And, let him see it with his own eyes. This is the real life is better than death. Is it cruel? Feel sorry. Yefen doesn't feel that his methods are cruel. Because, if the status is reversed, he third generation. I'm afraid it's more ruthless than myself. To deal with ruthless people, only more ruthless than him. He will be afraid. What are you going to do? Fugaku glanced at Yefen and asked in a low voice. First, I want to make the Uchiha family a real iron plate. Instead of the scattered sand like now. Second, let the other families in Konoha village hate the high-level Konoha. Or, let them have a pimple in their hearts about the high-level Konoha. Yefen counted the time. A smile twitched at the corner of his mouth. Estimated, within a month or two at most. That thing about the Hyuga family is about to happen, right? Here, you can make a big fuss. Let the family become a real iron plate. Yefen, this afternoon, I went to the elders. Except for a few loyalists who still supported me unconditionally, the remaining Eagle Party elders didn't like seeing me very much. Fugaku gave a wry smile. Father, you really failed. Listen to the evaluation of your eldest son. Fugaku's mouth twitched fiercely. The younger generation, I'll handle it. The older generation will be handed over to father. Yefeng smiled elegantly. A week later, isn't there going to be a monthly test within the clan? In the family, there are many people who say that I eat rice. It's time for my knife to make an appearance. Asterisk. Chapter 14 Competition within the clan. Fugaku's sympathetic eyes, prepare more medicine. At least 100 copies. Inside the core arena of the Uchiha clan. On the rest table. Yefeng lay lazily in Quan's arms. A girl's arms are always warm. Yefeng, they are all staring at you. Shisui sat beside Yefeng. The people in the surrounding clan are all staring at this side. Because this is the first time the eldest son of the Uchiha clan has participated in the competition within the clan. Usually, when Yefeng practiced, he trained with Itachi and Shisui. Therefore, most of the clansmen in the clan did not know Yefeng's strength. Coupled with the few hawkish elders, they kept spreading some bad remarks. So now, Yefeng was naturally rejected by some clansmen. And this, Yefeng meant to be too lazy to pay attention. Moreover, it is also beneficial to myself. For example, someone told you that the eldest son of the Uchiha family has nothing to do every day. I've been saying this in your ear for 3 or 4 years. As a result, in this competition, you found that the person who did nothing was actually so strong that it was heart palpitating. What do you think as a clan? He must have been deceived by the person who told him this. And those people are the Hawk elders in the clan. The feelings of dissatisfaction with Yefeng that have accumulated for several years will be directly counterattacked on those who spread these words. At that time, they will only feel guilty for Yefeng. After so many years of misunderstanding. And to those elders. Yefeng narrowed his eyes. Iron can't be beaten, it can't be a weapon. Everyone. Today's intra-clan competition. It's different from before. Fugaku is already on the test stand. As the patriarch, this is also his duty. After he finished speaking, he looked at Yefeng who was under the stage. Yefeng got up from the girl's arms. Eyes a little nostalgic. And then stepped down Shunpo to activate. In an instant. I came to Fugaku's side. Fast. All the clansmen who were preparing to participate in this competition did not respond. This scene made all the clansmen exclaimed. If nothing else, most of the people present were unable to achieve this speed. Is he really the eldest son who does nothing all day as the elders said? Yefeng, will the rules really not be changed? Fugaku looked at Yefeng who was standing beside him, and said in a low voice. No. Yefeng stroked Zanpakutō on his waist. Patriarch Fugaku, even if Yefeng is your eldest son, you can't temporarily change the rules because of this. 2 Hawk elders suddenly came to the field. The conversation between Fugaku and Yefeng just now was clearly heard by them. What? Want to temporarily change the rules? Isn't it? I just thought that the eldest son is not what the eldest elder said. It seems. The uninformed clansman in the audience couldn't help sighing. And this time. Fugaku looked at the first elder and the second elder with the eyes of an idiot. All right. No change, no change. Here, read it yourself. Fugaku handed the game rules scroll in his hand to the elder. Then back to the spectator seat. Then, with a sympathetic expression, he looked at these clansmen under the stage. Ugh. These people, sure enough, just like what Yefeng said. Iron, do not fight, do not become a weapon. The elder frowned. What does this mean? However, now he started to open the scroll. Just after watching it again, the pupils suddenly showed a horrified color. Then he looked at Ye Feng in disbelief. This. Don't do this. Ye Feng smiled gently. Read it. At this time, the clansmen under the stage were directly intrigued. What kind of rules actually make the elders afraid of this? Or, eldest son, let's revise the rules. At this time, the cold sweat on the forehead of the first elder began to come out. If it really follows this rule, people will die. Although, he doesn't like Fugaku's weak style. But it really involves the safety of the tribe. He will still be obliged to stand on the side of the clan. I heard the words of the elder. Ye Feng was also slightly surprised. Sure. The old man's heart is not so bad. It seems to be able to save a little. It's all right. Read it. Ye Feng gave the great elder an encouraging look. What are you encouraging me to do? You should worry about your own safety. The elder was stunned. Read it. Elder, we are all dying of curiosity. What's the rule? Yeah. I can't wait. I'm all set to shine. Those clansmen who were preparing to participate in this competition began to gear up. The game, the rules. The words started to tremble. But right now, he can only bite the bullet and read. Ye Feng, the eldest son of Uchiha. One person, challenge all the clan members over the age of 6 and under the age of 20. Whether it's a competition or a spectator. Boom. After all the tribes heard this rule, I just felt a roar coming from the depths of my brain. He wants to challenge almost 90% of the clan here. Moreover, is one person challenging the whole clan. Oh. By the way, you can choose between singles or group fights. If you're singled out, I'll single out your group one by one. If there is a gang fight, I will fight a group of you. Ye Feng still had an elegant smile on his face. That sunny smile, but unusually arrogant. The Uchiha family is a warlike family. They fear the strong. Especially the strong ones in the clan. During the Sengoku period, Uchiha worshipped the then patriarch, Uchiha Madara. Therefore, in the Uchiha clan, there is a saying that is very applicable. The fist is the father. The atmosphere was directly blown up. The great elder returned to Fugaku's side. Then he hurriedly said, Patriarch. Confused. No matter how powerful the eldest son is, it is impossible to deal with so many clansmen. And Patriarch, what's your expression like? After seeing Fugaku's sympathetic expression, the elder was stunned. Who is this sympathizing with? What do you think I said earlier about the purpose of changing the rules? I want Ye Feng to show mercy to the clan. Fugaku took a deep look at the great elder. Show mercy to the clan. What he means is, can Ye Feng win? The elder was really stunned. Ugh. That's too late. Elder, let the clansmen prepare more medicine. Well, prepare at least 100 copies. Chapter 15 I am willing to follow the young patriarch. Revive the glory of Uchiha. I am incumbent. Ask for Huawa monthly ticket. One move. Ye Feng breathed a sigh of relief. He slowly raised his right hand and stretched out his index finger. In front of him, more than 200 clansmen gathered. Only more than 80 of these clansmen came to participate in this monthly test. The rest, some are genin, some are chinin. There are even several jonin who are less than 20 years old. These clansmen are considered to be the best among the younger generation in the clan. Right now, these people are all gathered on the left side of the competition platform. Looking in front of him, the eldest son in a black martial arts uniform. Everyone is gearing up. Mad. Crazy. Just one trick. Can this be tolerated? Oh. Correct. Ye Feng lowered his head and glanced at his Zanpakutō. Then chuckle. I'll give you a warm reminder. Next, you'd better use fire style. This may reduce my injury a little bit. Angry. Furious. Clan people are crazy. And all the jonin in the surrounding clan couldn't help but click their tongues. However, the girls in the clan all screamed. Not to mention Yefeng's handsome appearance. Just the few words he said now. Enough to drive people crazy. So. Start. Fugaku stood up and said loudly. But at the same time, he also opened his own 3-tomo Sharingan. Not only that, but the chakra under his feet also condensed. Although he believed in the strength of his son. However, don't be afraid of 10,000, just in case. If things don't go right, Fugaku will take action right away. Ha ha ha. Eldest son. Sometimes it's too crazy not to speak. Yeah. Even if the patriarch is here, we have to show you some color. Use fire style. Fire style. Great fireball technique. Fire style. Impatience technique. So many people, just using fire style will kill each other, right? At this time, intensive flames attacked Yefeng overwhelmingly. Fugaku on the stage suddenly became nervous. Itachi, Shisui, and Izumi under the stage all clenched their palms. Don't worry, that's fake. Fire. Yes. The ability of a family comes from fire. Yefeng squatted down slowly and made a starter pose. The right hand slowly grasped the handle of Zanpakutō. Next second. In the eyes, the sharp eyes suddenly burst out. Shikai. Everything is ashes, all are ashes. Ryujin Jakka. Moment. Shikai has flames equal to the surface temperature of the sun. Directly, explode in front of Yefeng. And Ryujin Jakka on Yefeng's waist. He also directly pulled up, Yefeng raised the Zanpakutō in his hand. Stand with this. A blazing flame more powerful than the flames condensed by the hundreds of clansmen directly surged out. The terrifying fire wave directly turned into a sea of fire. And above Yefeng's Zanpakutō, a fire dragon condensed into shape. After the fire dragon appeared, it directly broke through the roof of the competition arena. Turn into the most ferocious flame dragon above the sky. I'm smashing. This is so. The left side of the competition platform. More than 100 people were directly knocked to the ground. If it wasn't for Yefeng to control his strength. These people are not dead but seriously injured. And the entire competition platform was directly burned down. The flames are still burning fiercely. Yefeng looked at the destruction caused by his Shikai. A rough estimate of the destructive power. He didn't use Shikai with all his strength. If Shikai was full, these people would be dead. Of course, there are also reasons why the other party is careless. Right now, this level of devastation has been caused. It was just the fire Shikai had just started to unleash. Yefeng didn't use a single move. But right now, it doesn't work. Slowly put the Zanpakutō in his hand back into the scabbard. The flames around them seemed to come alive. All gathered in the direction of Yefeng. In the end, it disappeared between Yefeng's fingers. This is a special skill that controls fire. It is an additional reward for practice. In addition, they are the Uchiha family, and they play with fire. After dozens of seconds of eerie silence. Hiss. The sound of sucking in the air, one after another. It hurts to death. What? And those clansmen who fell to the ground only noticed the severe pain on their bodies. One by one suddenly grinned. I'm a mother-in-law. This. On the stand. The elder is broken. Such a terrifying strength, let alone 100 and 100. The old man is not necessarily an opponent. No, it must not be an opponent. The Uchiha family is expected to rise. Hopefully. The elder was already in tears. From now on, he has decided. Fully support the eldest son Yefeng. He has become the hope of the whole family. Seeing this, Fugaku on the side was a little jealous. When I succeeded the patriarch, I never saw you like this. However, he was also amazed at Yefeng's strength. This is a move that is stronger than the last time I competed with myself. He is full of trump cards. Fugaku dodged and quickly came to Yefeng's side. Looking at Yefeng with a smile on his face, Fugaku shuddered. That smile is so scary. Everyone. Today, I want to announce something important. Yefeng. From today onwards, it will be the young patriarch of our family. Strike while the iron is hot. Fugaku knows this. And now is the time. I am willing to follow the young patriarch. On the stage, the great elder was the first to express his position. Because, from Yefeng, he saw the hope of the Uchiha family. I would too. Under the stage, those clansmen who were beaten badly also expressed their opinions immediately. Strong. Everyone is afraid. Strong. Everyone admires. Strong. Everyone follows. Especially Uchiha. Good guy. Yefeng raised his eyebrows. I haven't played enough yet. This hand, directly pushed me to the cusp of the wave. Look at the bright look in his father's eyes. Yefeng couldn't help grinning. Subsequently, Yefeng pulled out Zanpakutō again. Standing between heaven and earth. Reviving Uchiha's glory. My life is incumbent. The blood in the bodies of all the clansmen in the audience began to boil. What? The young patriarch is mighty. Reviving the glory of Uchiha. My generation is bound to shirk. The sound is extremely loud. And tonight caused such a big commotion. Konoha found nothing at all. The secluded terrain also has the benefits of seclusion. After tonight, the Uchiha family will begin to gradually transform. Wait until the moment when the transformation of the family is completed. It was the moment that shocked the entire ninja world. Hello, young patriarch. Young patriarch, look at what I need to improve in this ninjutsu move. Young patriarch, here it is. Cuckoo. Seeing the girl smiled and ran away. Yefeng was immediately speechless. Looking at the letter in his hand. Don't look. This is a love letter. Because, this is the 8th love letter Yefeng has received this month. There were even a few girls who were 3 or 4 years older than Yefeng secretly sending love letters. I'm only 8 years old now. Yefeng sighed. Brother, you are really delicious. Behind him, Itachi said enviously. Who is not envious? Of course. Yefeng laughed. Back to the mansion. Yefeng, the messenger of Cloud Shinobi Village, is coming to Konoha these days. Shisui hurried over after seeing Yefeng. At this moment, the way he looked at Yefeng changed. From 2 weeks ago, let Shisui pay attention to the movements of the ninjas in Cloud Shinobi Village. Shisui seemed to sense that something was about to happen. And now, sure enough, people from Cloud Shinobi Village are coming to Konoha. Purpose unknown. Okay. Yefeng nodded. Shisui. Ask you a question. If someone catches your closest person, what would you do? Shisui thought about the sudden question. That is naturally to save the relatives back. Okay, your relatives were rescued, but you accidentally killed the kidnapper. Yefeng continued. He deserves it. Damn it. Shisui said immediately. This point of view still exists. Caught my relatives and killed me by mistake? Then I must not miss it? But really want to kill. After all, Shisui is famous for the Third Ninja War. The souls of the dead, there are not 1,000 but 800. But, this time, your boss asked you to give your life to hand over your body to the accomplices who kidnapped your relatives. Do you want to put this matter to rest in this way? Yefeng narrowed his eyes, he wanted to know. What will Shisui do when this happens? It depends on whether he can wake up or not. After all, the current Shisui has been nurtured by the will of fire for several years. Let me give my life. Hand over your body. And then to the accomplice who kidnapped my relatives. I ride a horse. Shisui immediately became restless. The will of fire brainwashing is good. But, on top of this kind of thing, Shisui's three views are still very correct. Impossible. It's good that I don't go to the trouble of looking for the other party's accomplices. Shisui frowned and said. Shisui-san. Remember your answer today. Next. I'll show you the face of the senior Konoha. After Yefeng finished speaking, Shisui was stunned again. Why did you suddenly mention the high rise of Konoha? Is it third generation? Shisui instantly thought of who it was. Oh, right. Our family began to gradually condense this matter. Did you tell third generation? Shisui scratched his head. Then looking into Yefeng's eyes, he smiled bitterly. Yefeng, do I look stupid? The unity of the clan is a good thing for the Uchiha clan. Of course I wouldn't tell third generation. You are not only stupid, but also foolish. Yefeng clicked his tongue. Okay. It seems that he has been by his side for the past few years, and it is still somewhat different from the original. At the very least, learn to hide some things you shouldn't say. Oh. Correct. Still have a question. Yefeng suddenly looked at Shisui. Shisui was taken aback. Again. Now he is a little afraid of Yefeng's question. It's as if everything about yourself is in the other's master. Is your manjikyo turned on? Puff. Shisui choked on his own saliva immediately. Cough cough cough. After coughing violently for a while, Shisui stared at Yefeng with a look of astonishment. How does he know everything? I've lost all my secrets. It looks like it's turned on. Yefeng smiled gently. I didn't say anything. This is what you said. Has nothing to do with me. Shisui groaned weakly in his own heart. At this time, he looked at Yefeng's eyes. It's like looking at a monster. He is a monster. Too terrifying. Oh. I thought of another question. Elder brother. You are my brother. Shisui collapsed. Think about it and ask all the questions at once. My heart can't take it anymore. This feeling of being completely seen through by the other party. So uncomfortable. Don't worry, Shisui-san. Next, this question, your answer will determine how I call you in the future. Should I keep calling you Shisui, Shisui, or Shisui-san? Yefeng said with a smile. That smile again. Stop laughing. Shisui swallowed. Honestly stood in front of Yefeng. Look at this monster several years younger than him. What's the problem? Shisui said cautiously. You didn't tell the senior officials of Konoha about your opening of the Manjikyo Sharinan. There was a look of danger in Yefeng's eyes. This question is very important. In the original, that stupid Shisui has cerebral palsy, no less than Itachi. Manjikyo Sharinan is turned on. He didn't choose to tell the patriarch for the first time. Go tell Konoha high level. And, tell Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo? You can make sense without telling the patriarch. You want to hide strength. This is okay. But tell Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo with your fucking cerebral palsy. Tell them both to turn on Manjikyo. He actually even stubbornly said his Manjikyo's ability. It allows the opponent to modify the opponent's will without being aware of it. Fuck. You gave them that ability. Can you live? Not to mention Shimura Danzo and Sarutobi Hiruzen. If anyone sits in that position, Shisui will die young. This problem. Enough to check how silly the current Shisui is. No. Shisui swallowed his saliva and looked at Yefeng with only fear. How does he know everything? Is there anything he doesn't know about this ninja world? Then are you going to tell them? It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'll kill you before you plan to tell them. A harmless smile. It made Shisui shudder again. Although it was summer, Shisui felt the temperature in the air was extremely cold and biting. Asterisk. Chapter 17. Even Hyuga Hayashi came and thought it was his precious daughter. Ask for evaluation ticket support. Of course I won't. Young patriarch. He gave a wry smile. Shisui said. In fact, he really had this idea before. Especially when you see a family that looks like scattered sand. This thought came to me spontaneously. And the elders in the clan are also conspiring all day long to overthrow the rule of Konoha. This further deepened Shisui's thoughts. Pub Future ads. However, when he met Yefeng, everything started to change. This young man always seems to be so gentle. However, his training for himself is dozens of times that of ordinary people. The craziest person Shisui has ever seen. Not only that, but the look in his eyes made Shisui feel like there was nothing to hide. Secret. It doesn't seem to exist anymore. He seemed to have mastered everything in his own hands. However, it hasn't started yet. But, a month ago. This boy is out? As soon as he made a move, he directly shocked the whole family. Not just a young patriarch. And he became the young patriarch recognized by all the clansmen. At the same time, let the top of Uchiha. All the elders who were inexplicable were all embraced. Overnight. It condensed Uchiha. On him, it seems that miracles are the norm. Not to mention, his weird and powerful moves. Shisui still has lingering fears when he thinks back on that day. Also, he could see it. On the day of the previous family competition, Yefeng kept his hand. He said that he killed himself before he told Konoha's top management. He can really do it? And, yes, definitely. Thought of here. Shisui shuddered again. Go on like this. I'm about to catch a cold. It won't be fine. All right. You can temporarily take off the title of stupid. Yefeng could see it. Shisui didn't lie to herself. Skunk. Gone. Special training. Special training is impossible to stop. Now, your first character template can be Shikai. Moreover, the second character template, Aizen's template is about to open. Must work hard. After unlocking the second character, the corresponding third character template will also appear. Only strong enough to make everyone fear. This is Yefeng's goal. However, Yefeng just walked out of the mansion. He was surrounded by dozens of clansmen. Young patriarch. Look at my ninjutsu today. Shisui. Go. It's over to you. Shunpo cast, Yefeng left after leaving a sentence. Shisui, on the other hand, looked at the clan with a head as big as a bucket. Good guy. Just throw this mess at me, right? Hyuga clan. Clan people have white eyes since they were born. To the teenage years. Just need to be trained, almost all of them can open their eyes. However, within this family, it's not as united as it seems. Caged bird. It's not just the branch house that is imprisoned. The Zone family was also imprisoned. Especially now, the relationship between the Zone family and the branch house has become increasingly discordant. Inside Hyuga Hisashi's mansion. At this time, he has already started to practice with his daughter. It is said that the Hyuga family is talented. Some people are also very envious of those who are gifted. However, they just don't know. Just because of talent. These talented people must make 100 times more effort than ordinary people. Because you have talent. If you have talent and don't work hard, then you are not worthy of your talent. Hokage world, even more so. Those families with the bloodline boundary. Which is not when peers are still having fun. Are you practicing shuriken? Such as Sasuke in the original book. Although, in the ninja school, he is the first with the best grades in the school. But when night falls, he was also the one who secretly increased his training. My peers all go to dinner after school. And Sasuke practiced shuriken hard at home. This is why talented people are strong. And those ordinary people who are willing to be inferior to others will only make these efforts. All thanks to talent. Talent. Haha. Yefeng really laughed. The more talented people are, the harder they will work. And the less talented people are, the harder they are than the talented ones. Work tenfold. Work hard. Work 1,000 times harder. Work hard. For example, Konoha's blue beast, King Guy. Big brother. Let's do this, it's not authentic. Deep inside the Hyuga mansion. The three figures were lying quietly on the top of a mansion. Itachi whispered in Yefeng's ear. In front of him, there was a crystal ball. Telescope technique. Who do you think invented this thing? So useful. Yefeng clicked his tongue. Do not talk. It's just a few days. Look at your big brother how I play chess. Playing chess. Itachi was stunned. What does this have to do with chess? On the other hand, Shisui's pupils shrank slightly. It seems that the young patriarch is going to do something again. Shisui. Get something out. Yefeng turned his head and said. Give. Shisui immediately took a package out of his arms. Big brother. Do you really want to do this? Itachi immediately resented after seeing the package. Shit. I'm your eldest brother. You are hypocritical in front of me. Yefeng did not hesitate to reward Itachi with a head scratcher. It seems that this month didn't give him a brain break, it's a bit floating. Brother, come on. Itachi closed his eyes, quite a heroic look on the battlefield. It's not for you to die. Yefeng raised his eyebrows. Then, from the package, he took out a wig, white contact lenses, and the clothes of the Hyuga family. Then, he took out another lump of white flour. Without hesitation, everything was stuck on Itachi's face. 10 minutes later. Yefeng is appreciating his masterpiece with satisfaction. Stop talking about me. Even when Hyuga Hayashi came, I thought it was his precious daughter. Itachi's eyes were full of resentment. Why did you let me play the role of the eldest lady of the Hyuga family? Shisui, how is it? Does it look like it? Yefeng asked sideways. Like. Too similar. Like a stick hammer. Shisui rattled her throat and was talking nonsense. Shisui. People are coming. Yefeng suddenly smiled. Next second. Shisui immediately became serious. Not far away, with the help of the Dark Knight. A figure is sneaking towards this side. Asterisk. The residents of the Hyuga clan. The messenger sent by Cloud Shinobi village had already taken advantage of the darkness. Came here. He is here for only one purpose. Catch the eldest lady of the Hyuga family. And then get the Hyuga clan's blindfolded limit for Cloud Shinobi village. Just at this time. A figure suddenly fell from the sky. It fell directly in front of the messenger of Cloud Shinobi village. Gudong. Itachi grimaced in pain. Your big brother is too cruel. So high, it pushed me straight down. It hurts. And the messenger of Cloud Shinobi village was even more startled. But after seeing that the other party was not that big. Immediately relieved. Sharingan. Illusion. Shisui was already above the tree trunk in the distance. Start unleashing illusions. I have to say, Shisui is indeed a master of illusion. Even stronger than the future Uchiha Itachi. After an illusion. it directly caused the ninja of Cloud Shinobi Village to fall into illusion. At this time, he came to attack it. He looked at the weasel in front of him. Clean and white. And still blindfolded. Plus this is Hyaga's home. Another doll. That's it? Ha ha ha. Miss Zone family. This time, you brought it to the door yourself. Then don't blame me for being rude. After speaking, he directly picked up the Miss Zone family in front of him, and ran away. Itachi, who was caught, suddenly had a depressed look on his face. I am afraid of this ghost dress. Can this person actually recognize the eldest Miss Hyaga clan? Chief Hyaga. You can come out. At this time, the gate to the courtyard slowly opened. Yefeng tidied up his clothes. He walked out with a smile on his face. And behind him, it's the head of Hyaga with a gloomy face. Hyaga Hayashi. 5 minutes ago, Hyaga Hayashi found the intruder. However, just when he was about to be arrested, Yefeng and Shisui appeared. Shisui is Konoha Umbu, so it makes perfect sense to meddle in this matter. Plus Yefeng's previous sentence. Chief Hyaga, don't you want to know who the Cloud Shinobi Village messenger is targeting? At the moment, he already knew. Own daughter. The eldest lady of the Hyaga clan. And this time, a petite body also slowly exposed his head. When she saw Yefeng, her face immediately flushed red. Hyaga Hinata. Really cute. Cute since childhood. Yefeng really didn't understand for a while. Naruto actually likes little Sakura in Mao's original novel. Put such a cute Hinata without soaking. Really is. Yefeng. Thank you so much. Hyaga Hayashi said solemnly to Yefeng. Yefeng. The eldest son of the Uchiha clan. However, recently, for some unknown reason, he became the young patriarch of the Uchiha clan. Although the Uchiha family never deliberately said this. However, the Hyaga clan found out about it through some means. If the huge Hyaga family has no intelligence at all, then don't mix in Konoha. Chief Hyaga. What are you going to do about this? Yefeng stroked Zanpakutō at his waist. He looked at Hyaga Hayashi with a smile on his face. Of course I'm going to third generation to make it clear. Cloud Shinobi Village's messenger who came to Konoha dared to kidnap my daughter. Really bold. Hyaga Hayashi said with anger. But, don't you want to know why? Yefeng narrowed his eyes and said. Don't want to know? Of course he did. No one wants their daughter to be targeted for no reason. Not to mention, the people of Cloud Shinobi Village. Who knows, did they have other plans? Tell third generation about this. Third generation is not happy with this behavior. Then get the people from Cloud Shinobi Village out of here. Then, this matter is over. Am I correct? Hyaga Hayashi pondered. Really? In the style of third generation. It is very likely that this is the case. In the end, this thing really came to an end. Then I don't know what advice the young patriarch Uchiha has. Hyaga Hayashi looked at Yefeng. He couldn't see through Yefeng. However, this is not the first time he has seen Yefeng. As early as a few years ago, he had seen Yefeng's practice. That's a madness. That's a tough one. Much more ruthless than the practice of the Hyaga clan. Not at all what their generation said, just a knife-wielding lunatic without talent. It's totally just two people. Third generation, I don't know what you are now, will you still think so when you see him again? Cloud Shinobi Village wants things to go. Then let's let it develop. Yefeng's face was filled with a sunny smile. This is indeed a good strategy. Hyaga Hayashi couldn't help but glance at Yefeng. Yes. Then play it according to your script. Then, don't you know their purpose? Chief Hyaga. After you saw your daughter was kidnapped by a thief. What would you do? Kill, of course. Hyaga Hayashi said without hesitation. When his words just fell. Shisui has already returned here with the messenger of Cloud Shinobi Village, Itachi. However, the messenger of Cloud Shinobi Village has already fallen into illusion. Patriarch Hyaga, please. Yefeng turned sideways to make way for the head of the Hyaga clan. Eyelids jumped. Hyaga Hayashi also began to hesitate in his heart. Yes. The other party is the messenger of Cloud Shinobi Village's peace talks this time. If you just kill him like that. So, will it be? He began to hesitate. When the identity of the other party is unknown. Of course he wouldn't hesitate. However, when he found out. Really starting to falter. And all of this is also in Yefeng's calculations. Of course he knew that Hyaga Hayashi wouldn't dare to do it. But, he wanted to know. How powerful is the Hyaga clan? If you kill it, you can know the real purpose of the other party. If you don't kill it, it's over. Father. Let him go. Suddenly. A voice that everyone did not expect rang out. Even Yefeng didn't expect it. The petite figure hiding behind the door said such words. And this sentence. Shocked Hyaga Hayashi. Yes. If you can't even protect your own daughter. What the hell is qualified to be the head of the Hyaga clan? When he saw Hyaga Hayashi, he was motivated to kill. Yefeng passed him by and came to the door. Crouched down. Blocked the view outside the door. Look at the little Hinata up close. Hinata sauce. Your sauce. Is it sweet? Chapter 19, The Cloud Shinobi Village Messenger Group is furious. I'm going to find your third-generation judges. Within the Hyaga clan. At this time, Hyaga Hayashi had gathered several elders in the clan. And the manager of the clan, Hyaga Hisashi. That is his own brother. After seeing Hyaga Hisashi. Deep in Hyaga Hayashi's eyes, there was a deep guilt. Caged bird. This sad curse seal, in the end, which ancestor of the tribe invented it? That's how it is. Hyaga Hayashi quickly recounted what had just happened. However, the content has changed slightly. For example, Yefeng, Shisui, and Itachi passed by the Hyaga clan. After seeing the sneaky figure, he followed. The messenger of Cloud Shinobi Village also successfully captured the eldest Miss Hyaga clan. As a result, it was discovered by Hyaga Hayashi and killed directly. Now, the messenger of Cloud Shinobi Village has been killed and the palm of Hyaga Hayashi. Or else, patriarch. Let's just pretend it didn't happen. How? Some elders began to give opinions. Did not happen. A sullen look appeared on Hyaga Hayashi's face. Then my daughter was kidnapped for nothing. And, if it wasn't for me and Yefeng who found out in time. I am afraid. The outspoken elder could not help shrinking his neck. But, this is the messenger of Cloud Shinobi Village after all. Another elder in the clan said in a low voice. Right now, the messenger from Cloud Shinobi Village is coming to Konoha to discuss the complete truce. And this time, if we... Enough. Hyaga Hayashi waved his hand. Are you here to persuade me? Let's discuss how to deal with Cloud Shinobi Village next. It is to discover the fundamental purpose of the other party. As a result, no one thought of this. Moreover, most of them are all gestures of seeking peace. It was the eldest lady of the Hyaga family who was caught. After knowing the identity of the other party, did you ask for peace? Brother, I have a solution. Hyaga Hisashi, who had been silent for a while, said suddenly. Any solution? Hyaga Hayashi looked at his twin brother. It was only 10 seconds after he was born. Is defined as a younger brother. And was engraved curse mark, caged bird, became a branch house person. Over the years, Hyaga Hayashi has always felt ashamed of his younger brother. Push the boat with the current. Well, let's see what the people of Cloud Shinobi Village want to do first. The pupils shrank slightly. It is exactly the same as the method proposed by Ye Feng. Moreover, he really thought about this matter from his own perspective. Hisashi. The more he thought about it, the more guilty Hyuga Hayashi felt in his heart. Over the years, even if you hate me, do you still choose to stand up for yourself at this time? Then what to do next? The elders of the Hyuga family all frowned. Ye Feng, who was yawning all the time, sat beside him. Suddenly smiled. At this time, Shisui also came in from outside. When I was about to say something, Ye Feng said directly, "Come on." Just when his voice just fell. The outskirts of the Hyuga clan. Suddenly there was a loud noise. "Hey! Why don't you let us in? Our messenger disappeared from your place. Hurry up! We are all fellow Cloud Shinobi Village messengers. How can you Hyuga clan ignore our messengers? We are the honored guests that your Hokage-sama personally received." The noisy voice directly determined the identities of these people. The messengers of Cloud Shinobi Village. At this time, Shisui quickly came to Ye Feng's side. Just now he asked himself to go out and observe. Will there be other messengers from Cloud Shinobi Village? Really? It's all in his calculations. What is his brain like? Hyuga Hayashi gave Ye Feng a deep look at this time. That graceful smile. Has everything been accounted for? Let them in. Hyuga Hayashi said in a low voice. Shortly after, the ambassador of Cloud Shinobi Village brought his own bodyguards. Hastily walked in. When they saw the pioneer messenger who had fallen to the ground and lost his breath of life, there was an imperceptible look of joy on his face. Immediately, retreat immediately. But this is the Hyuga family. Everyone noticed the happy look on the Cloud Shinobi Village ambassador's face. And so are Ye Feng and others. Hiding your face in front of the Sherinan family and the White-Eyed family. Is it possible? Really? After seeing that look on the other side, Hyuga Hayashi's inner anger suddenly surged. Really? These damn Cloud Shinobi Village ninjas are targeting us Hyuga. However, right now, he can only temporarily suppress the anger in his heart. You must see clearly what the other party is aiming for. Killed by the gentle fist method. The ninja beside the ambassador of Cloud Shinobi Village immediately checked the injury of the advance messenger. Immediately back quickly. What? Okay. You Hyuga clan are so majestic. Dare to kill our advance messenger. Could it be? Do you Konoha village want to fight our Cloud Shinobi village? What a big hat. It was directly on the head of the Hyuga family. Ambassador. Your advance messenger sneaked into my Hyuga station in the middle of the night. And kidnapped my daughter. That's the eldest lady of the Zone family. Excuse me, what are your intentions? Hyuga Hayashi resisted the urge to kill them all with one palm. Impossible. Why are we doing this? It's obviously you Hyuga clan who don't accept our Cloud Shinobi Village ninjas. In addition to the friction over the 3 wars, you are dissatisfied with us. So, you deliberately killed our advance messenger. Okay. Good. Bring the corpse. Let's find your 3rd generation. Look at what he has to say. The ambassador of Cloud Shinobi Village said proudly. As if the purpose is about to be achieved. After finishing speaking, he took the corpse and his subordinates and left here. Ye Feng, who was sitting on the seat, looked at the scene in front of him in a relaxed manner. Good show, it's finally about to start. Asterisk. Chapter 20 Patriarch Hyuga, our family has shed a lot of blood for Konoha. Ask for the support of Wawa's evaluation ticket. Lord Patriarch. Don't worry, 3rd generation will definitely speak to us. Yeah. Our Hyuga clan has made a lot of efforts on the battlefield over the years. The second ninja war, the third ninja war. Which time is it not our family that is in the front? What's more, during the third ninja war, the ninjas of our Hyuga clan were never afraid of the ninjas of the Cloud Shinobi village clan. Several elders said confidently. Hyuga Hayashi also nodded. Really? Several elders are telling the truth. World War II, World War III. They were members of the Hyuga family who died on the battlefield. But a lot. The elders and others left here. After all, there are many other matters within the clan to deal with. Plus, the next thing is definitely a conversation between the third generation and the patriarch. It's not good for them to stay here. If there are too many people, third generation may not be able to hold back. At this time, in the hall, only Yefeng and others and Hyuga Hayashi were left. Chief Hyuga, what do you think the third generation will do? Yefeng asked suddenly. When Hyuga Hayashi heard the words, his hands were behind his back. Think for 10 seconds. Then a look of confidence appeared on his face. That's naturally to comfort me in a good voice. After all, it's all the fault of their Cloud Shinobi village ninjas. Then third generation offered a little favor to our Hyuga family. Then, with all my heart, I asked me to give up pursuing this matter. Because peace in the ninja world is not easy to come by. Speaking of which, Hyuga Hayashi couldn't help but sighed. It seemed that everything was within his calculations. But when he was about to hear Yefeng's praised voice, but found the other party even looked at himself with the eyes of an idiot. What kind of look is this? Hyuga Hayashi's mouth twitched. How? You do not believe? Yefeng shook his head. You're old, where did your confidence come from? Say this sentence. The air immediately began to freeze. Shisui, who was standing behind Yefeng, was also slightly startled. Good guy. Young patriarch. The one across from you is the head of the Hyuga clan. You have to take it easy, don't you think? On the other hand, Itachi looked at his big brother admiringly. Look at your big brother. Don't be afraid of the head of the Hyuga family. The most ignorant is Hyuga Hayashi himself. Where did my confidence come from? I'm full of confidence, okay. How much blood did our Hyuga clan shed for Konoha? How many lives did you give for Konoha? My Hyuga family. On the battlefield, it is always the first to rush out. Are you confident enough? Speaking of which, Hyuga Hayashi laughed suddenly. Yes, what are you calling yourself and a little devil? But I don't know why, after hearing Yefeng's words. He just wanted to get this idea back. Clan head Hyuga. Our family has also shed a lot of blood for Konoha. Yefeng shook his head. The Hyuga family really did their best for Konoha. But don't forget. At the very beginning of Konoha, which family is struggling? It's Uchiha and Senju. Today, the Senju clan is dead in name only. Although it is said that the Senju clan is hidden among the commoners of Konoha. But what about people? Why doesn't anyone inherit the title of Senju? Stealth. I think it's more or less diluted. After all, the Senju clan is too strong. Strong enough to shake the foundation of third generation. And he Uchiha clan. If not, most clansmen can open Sharingan. The mid-range combat power is higher than that of the Senju clan. It is estimated that it has already been wiped out in the hands of third generation, right? In other words, isn't the current third generation also preparing to clean up the Uchiha clan? Their family also shed a lot of blood for Konoha. In a word, Hyuga Hayashi was stunned for a long time before he reacted. Subsequently, in the depths of his pupils, there was a hint of horror. Yes. Ordinary commoners and some small families may not know the secrets of the Sengoku era. But he Hyuga family knows. Konoha, but Senju and Uchiha built together. and now, to treat the alliance that jointly established the ninja village. Over the years, Konoha's high-level officials have been secretly attacking. Hey, has your confidence weakened a little? Weakened a bit? I'm afraid it's more than a little bit. Hyuga Hayashi coughed lightly, and then said, "Third generation, he won't be disrespectful. All right. No tears without seeing the coffin." Ye Feng stood up. "Then let you really see what third generation is like. Perhaps, the Hyuga family can wake up." Ye Feng didn't need to wake up their entire clan. At the very least, let the patriarch, or even the person who may become his father-in-law in the future, wake up. Overthrow Konoha? That is what Ye Feng must do. But, just to overthrow it simply is boring. Step by step, all the cronies around third generation must be turned against. Then let his third generation fall into despair step by step. Wait until he reacts. Surprisingly, he found that there was no one around him. This is the real overthrow. Shisui, skunk. Let's go to the backyard. Next, there will be a good show here. Starring, Sarutobi Hiruzen. Supporting role, Chief Hyuga. After speaking, he immediately left here. Hyuga Hayashi raised his eyebrows. Then he sat on the seat symbolizing the head of the house and waited. It won't be long before his third generation is coming. Asterisk. Chapter 21 Sarutobi Hiruzen, Hayashi. Look how big a basket you have poked. Ask for an evaluation ticket. The backyard of the Hyuga mansion. Since the beginning of summer, it has come to the hottest time. The nights for the first 2 months were fairly cool. But it's different now. In addition to being sultry, it is still sultry. Hinata sauce. For you. Eat great. Ye Feng handed the popsicle in his hand to Hinata, who was only 3 years old. Her hand is so small. If not, the season is wrong. He really wanted to warm up Hinata's hands. Where did the popsicles come from? Naturally, Ye Feng exchanged it for quest points from the mall. After all, a daily training task. Ye Feng didn't pull it down for a day. Thank you. Hyuga Hinata took the popsicle from Ye Feng's hand. Start with ice. Eat it cold in your mouth. So comfortable. Hyuga Hinata splits the popsicle in two. Then hand the other half to Ye Feng. Brother Ye Feng also eats it. Haha. Hinata-chan, you are so cute. No, I have more here. Ye Feng laughed. Immediately, he waved his hand, on the wooden floor on his right side. Suddenly a dozen popsicles appeared. Okay. Shisui-san, Han Weasel. Come and eat too. Thank you, young patriarch. Shisui was already thirsty. Plus the muggy weather. And so is the weasel. Right, Itachi. Go wash yourself before you come and eat. Don't scare my little Hinata. At this time, the ferret still had the white flour residue on his face. Being kicked away by Ye Feng, he had no choice but to run to the edge of the pond next to him to wash his face. Same time. In front of the gate of the residence of the Hyuga clan. Because something like that just happened. Therefore, the guards of the Hyuga family also began to increase. Who can guarantee that the ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village will come back with a carbine? And this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen appeared at the gate of the Hyuga tribe. However, at this time, his face was as gloomy as water. Even, there are some spittle stars on his face. Obviously, the Cloud Shinobi Village messengers who went back to him didn't give him a good look. Seeing Hokage, don't you know how to say hello? Went to the gate. Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a low voice. Lord Hokage. The two Hyuga tribesmen who were guarding the door were slightly taken aback. Open the door. I'm looking for your patriarch. Sarutobi Hiruzen said solemnly. Yes. He snorted heavily. Sarutobi Hiruzen flicked his sleeves and walked towards the interior of the clan. Only the two guards were left stunned. Straight through the Hyuga tribe. Soon came to the residence of Hyuga Hayashi. Push the door in. After meeting Hyuga Hayashi, who was sitting on top, Sarutobi Hiruzen was instantly furious. For the sake of your Hyuga family, I was scolded by the people of Cloud Shinobi Village in the Hokage office. And the person in charge of your incident is actually sitting here. Seeing third generation come here. Hyuga Hayashi just got up to meet him. Then I heard Sarutobi Hiruzen's angry voice. Hayashi. What? There's such a big basket out. You're still in the mood to sit here. Senseless. Hyuga Hayashi was stunned. Poke out such a big basket. What do you mean? Just now, Hyuga Hayashi was still thinking. If third generation really put down its face and begged itself to give up its responsibility to hold Cloud Shinobi Village, then, admit it yourself. After all, the third generation's face, and the peace of Konoha Village, still have to be considered more or less. After all, the Cloud Shinobi Village advance messenger who wanted to kidnap his daughter has already been killed by himself. But what are you doing so angry when you come up? When someone came up, he scolded him like that. Of course Hyuga Hayashi was not happy. Immediately did not get up. Look at the menacing Sarutobi Hiruzen. He said slowly, third generation. Why did I stab such a big basket? Can't even get up? After Sarutobi Hiruzen saw each other's actions, I was even more angry. Have you started to ignore your own Hokage? Don't you know what happened to the Uchiha family? Hayashi. I know that during the Third War, your Hyuga clan had friction with the ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village. However, this is not an excuse for you to easily kill the Cloud Shinobi Village messenger. Has there been friction? An excuse to kill the Cloud Shinobi Village messenger? What's the meaning? My entire Hyuga family has resisted the Cloud Shinobi Village with the most ferocious fighting style among the 5 shinobi villages for Konoha. You actually said it in such an understatement. Also, an excuse to kill the Cloud Shinobi Village messenger. It is so indiscriminate when you come up, and you directly believe that it is the fault of our Hyuga family. At this time, Hyuga Hayashi only felt a burning pain in his face. Not being scolded by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Instead, he was beaten by what he said in front of Yefen before. Punch yourself in the face. It hurts the most. Frontfoot himself had just told Yefen that third generation would persuade him not to pursue this matter. And now it's good, I was directly scolded by third generation for a bloody head. Third generation. Why didn't you ask first? Why did I kill that messenger from Cloud Shinobi Village? Hyuga Hayashi suppressed the anger in his heart and said coldly. What's the use of knowing? Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head again and again. This time, the ninja sent by Cloud Shinobi Village signed a reconciliation agreement between the Kingdom of Thunder and the Kingdom of Fire. As a result, we killed other people's messengers. How can we sign this agreement? People must now let the old man come up with a statement. You said, what did the old man say? Hayashi, you've put Konoha village in crisis once again. If this matter is not quelled, the ninja world war may begin again. Hayashi. Look at what you did. Why are you so confused? A series of mouth cannon bombing. Really can't fix Hyuga Hayashi. Angry and laughing. Don't even ask why. Moreover, he directly buckled such a big hat for himself. Also, what does it mean to let Konoha fall into crisis once again? Could it be that I started the ninja world war? Third generation. His messenger from Cloud Shinobi Village sneaked into my Hyuga clan in the middle of the night. Abducted my daughter, the eldest lady of the Hyuga clan. Excuse me. This person should be killed. Wonderful. Fantastic. In the backyard of the Hyuga mansion. Yefen was lying in little Hineda's arms. He swears that he really just lay down just now. Seeing Hineda did not refuse, Yefen became bold. Lying in the arms of little Hineda. In front of Itachi was standing holding a crystal ball. On the side is Shisui, whose eyelids are twitching. Young patriarch. Looking at you like this, I'm afraid you want to hook up with the eldest lady of the Hyuga family. She's only 3 years old now. Wonderful. Look. The face of the third generation. Shisui-san. You said, what will the third generation do next? Yefeng stared at Shisui with a smile and asked. How to do it? What else can be done? Shisui smiled wryly. He finally knew. Why did the young patriarch of his family ask himself those questions a few days ago? Some people want to kidnap their relatives. As a result, it is not only that the superiors of oneself have no intention to help them. Instead, he spoke to others. Right now, that's it? Maybe third generation didn't know the reason before. Now that I know the reason, it should be towards the head of the Hyuga family. In his heart, Shisui still respects third generation. To third generation. Don't be so confident. Yefeng shook his head. This made little Hineda blushed. Inside the mansion. What? Third generation after listening to Hyuga Hayashi. His face changed slightly. When his Cloud Shinobi Village ambassador came to me. But don't say that. Is this what happened? What the hell are they doing at Cloud Shinobi Village? Ugh. Chief Hyuga. Now, people have been killed by you. What's the use of all this? Now, how do we quell the anger of the Cloud Shinobi Village messengers? Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath and said solemnly. However, in this matter, they have gone too far. However, the other party is the messenger who came to sign the peace agreement after all. Now, they are reluctant to sign. What does it mean that someone has been killed by me? What's the meaning? You mean, people can't kill if they know ahead of time? Hyuga Hayashi really laughed in his heart. I was still thinking about the identity of the other party before. Kill or not? Now it seems that if I don't kill him, I still can't see the face of third generation. What is it that they have gone too far? Dare to kidnap my daughter? Is this too much? Even the Hyuga family can totally do it because of this. Trouble with the people at Cloud Shinobi Village. And, ask the other party to give an explanation. Good now. How did it become their reason? How did it become that I told them something? Chief Hyuga. You are so confused. Sarutobi Hiruzen saw Hyuga Hayashi without comment. The little guilt in my heart disappeared without a trace. Can one person's life be compared to the life of the entire Konoha village? Hyuga Hayashi? Can't you even see that? Confused. Call. It's confused. I'm confused. Hyuga Hayashi shook his head. I am confused at home. Want third generation to comfort yourself? Want third generation to beg you to spare the messenger of Cloud Shinobi Village? Hope third generation. Haha. Third generation. I am really confused. After all, it is still the interests of the village, greater than our family. Just like what Yefeng said before. The Uchiha also shed a lot of blood for Konoha. But what about now? The entire family is forced to deal with high-level pressure on Konoha. Relocated from the core area of Konoha to the periphery of Konoha village. And, deprived of all political rights. Where is Uchiha in the upper floors of Konoha? Then the Uchiha clan was assigned a position in the guard. What are the benefits of this position? Oh, maybe there's only one upside. Let all the civilians dislike it? This is indeed a benefit for the high-level Konoha. You finally recognize it? Hayashi, you are so confused about this. His thoughts were interrupted, and Sarutobi Hiruzen's accusing voice came from his ears. Ugh. Think about it for yourself. Prepare for the worst. On the Cloud Shinobi Village Messenger's side, I'll go and beg you again. See how reconciled things are. I'm leaving. After Sarutobi Hiruzen finished speaking, he shook his head and left. Have you finally figured it out? Yes. Sarutobi, I got it. Hyuga Hayashi sitting on the owner's chair laughed 3 times. Even, call the third generation by name. In the backyard of the mansion. Shisui-san. Do you understand? Yefeng said. I. Shisui moved his mouth, and his face was filled with a wry smile. Third generation. Why are you so confused? Witness the event from beginning to end. Shisui's heart also began to shake. I work so hard for Konoha. However, the actions of the senior officials of Konoha made Shisui feel sad. The third generation did this without thinking about the consequences. As a result of... What are the consequences? The old man is Hokage. This old man is heartbroken for the peace of Konoha village. You don't come to please the old man, and you still think about the consequences. Yefeng suddenly learned the tone of third generation and said fiercely. Itachi couldn't hold back. Brother, it's so similar. Shisui also frowned. Yes. He is Hokage. For the so-called peace, you can only oppress the people around you. Now the interior of Konoha is extremely empty. After the 3 wars, the strong man is almost gone. The Minatos are dead, and the new generation of Jonin is currently only Kakashi's generation. Today, it can only be regarded as the mainstay and has not grown up yet. And the older generation of Sunin, Tsunade was dissatisfied with the third generation because of his younger brother's death in battle. He left Konoha after World War II. Jiraiya also left Konoha at the same time. At present, there is only one dragon, Orochimaru, who is still in Konoha. However, he was basically invisible. Today's Konoha is extremely empty. And this time, Hyuga Hayashi walked out of the mansion into the backyard. After seeing Yefeng lying on top of his daughter, his brows couldn't help but twitch. This kid, how dare you? Why do you want to intervene in this matter? Now Hyuga Hayashi knows it. This kid from the Uchiha family must have no good intentions. Like passing by the Hyuga clan before, it's all bullshit. He must have his own purpose. I said, I want you to be my father-in-law. Do you believe it? Hearing this, Hyuga Hayashi stared at Yefeng with a splitting gaze. My daughter she is only 3 years old. Asterisk. Chapter 23 I just want the corpse of the head of the Hyuga clan. This is your fault. Within the Hyuga tribe, Hyuga Hayashi frowned wildly. And Yefeng on the side said leisurely. Chief Hyuga. Guess what he will do with Sarutobi next? How to deal with it? Hyuga Hayashi frowned. It's all said here. I'm not good at ripping off my face with third generation. I also pleaded with the people at Cloud Shinobi Village for me. He and I. If not, Hinata is here too. Hyuga Hayashi is really about to swear. How did it become me? Hyuga is at a loss. You third generation reverses black and white, you really have a damn good hand. Ugh. What else can I do? In the end, this matter must be over. Hyuga Hayashi sighed. Looking at his daughter. Although usually, he faced Hinata with a strict father attitude. But it really came to this juncture. No one loves his daughter more than he does. It's over. Yefeng looked at Hyuga Hayashi in surprise. What are you surprised about? Hyuga Hayashi was also stunned. I'm gone, what do you want? No, no, no. Clan Chief Hyuga doesn't really think that this is the end of the matter, right? What do you mean? Hyuga Hayashi frowned again. What else does Sarutobi want to do? And those messengers from Cloud Shinobi Village, what else do they want to do? I guess. Yefeng rubbed his chin. Tomorrow morning at the earliest, or tomorrow afternoon at the latest, you can get the news. Father-in-law. It's not too early today. We'll go first. After speaking, some reluctantly stood up from the warm embrace. Then turn around gracefully. Left here with Itachi and Shisui. Hey. That kid. Tell me clearly, what else are they doing? And, how did I become your father-in-law? After seeing Yefeng and others walking away, Hyuga Hayashi couldn't help sighing. Today, he can be regarded as seeing the face of third generation. It stinks. Also, listen to what Yefeng means. Is he, third generation, coming to find him? You mean it's not over yet? I'd like to see. What the hell are you Sarutobi doing? Father. At this time, Hyuga Hinata said in a gluttonous voice. Hinata. What's up? Seeing his daughter's face flushed red, Hyuga Hayashi sat down immediately. Then asked. This box? Brother Yefeng said. He said. Hyuga Hinata's face was red and dripping with water. This scene completely stunned Hyuga Hayashi. He said, this is a dowry gift for my father, to marry me. Hyuga Hinata does not yet understand what a bride price is. However, I heard Yefeng explain that he would be able to live like his mother and father in the future. Hyuga Hinata immediately agreed. Cough 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 cough. Hyuga Hayashi stared, and suddenly coughed violently. Good boy. Sure enough he has a purpose. Want to cheat my baby girl? Wipe. I would like to see, what is your dowry? Hyuga Hayashi twitched the corners of his mouth. He quickly opened the box in his hand. Inside the box is a scroll, which is somewhat similar to a ninjutsu scroll. Ninjutsu. Even if it's S-rank ninjutsu, you can't marry my daughter. Hyuga Hayashi snorted suddenly. Then opened the scroll in front of him. After a few minutes, Hyuga Hayashi's body immediately trembled. From dismissive at first, to tight breathing, then rapid. And now, Hyuga Hayashi's eyes are turning red. This is. Can you unlock curse mark, caged bird? Although, only a small part of curse mark, caged bird is unlocked. However, the above printing seems to work. And at the end of the scroll, Yefeng's message was left. Father-in-law, this betrothal gift is offered to the boy. As for the latter two parts, I'm still researching. Maybe someday he's going to burp the third generation, and I'll study it out. Good boy. Third generation burp and you researched it? However, Hyuga Hayashi already knew Yefeng's purpose. Cooperate. Although, it is not yet known what his ultimate purpose is. However, it must be related to cooperation. Is the Uchiha clan going to fight back? And this unfathomable little Uchiha patriarch. Third generation. I also started to look forward to it. Does your father agree? Hyuga Hinata on the side suddenly said expectantly. Why do you say that? Brother Yefeng said, if father sees this gift, and it behaves like someone who hasn't eaten in 10 days sees a big meal, then it means that the father agrees. Hinata explained in a low voice. What am I? Hyuga Hayashi held back. Looking at his daughter. Immediately thought about it. It seems that it is not impossible. He looked at the scroll in his hand. Then, he immediately stood up. Hinata. Come on, let's find your second uncle. Late at night. What? You Cloud Shinobi Village, don't deceive people too much. In the Hokage office, Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at the group of messengers from Cloud Shinobi Village with an extremely ugly face. Lord Hokage. Are we asking too much? I just want the corpse of the head of the Hyuga clan. Lord Hokage, This is your fault. Murder for life. The Cloud Shinobi Village ambassador sneered. Anyway. Today, I put my words here. Either we go back and prepare for war. Either we go back with Hyuga Hayashi's body and come back to sign a peace agreement with you. Oh, yes, if we don't go back within a month. Then Lord Ryujin will acquiesce to the failure of this negotiation. At that time, we don't know what Lord Ryujin will do. Threat. A bright threat. There is no threat of taking him third generation in his eyes at all. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen heard that there was going to be a war. Immediately cowardly. Go to war? This can't be done. My Konoha has only been stable for 2 years. Finally. Sarutobi Hiruzen turned into a sigh. The messengers of Cloud Shinobi Village. You guys rest first. This matter, the old man will give you an answer. Remember, we will only be staying at Konoha village for a month. The ambassador of Cloud Shinobi Village sneered. Immediately, he flicked his sleeves and slammed the door away. Chapter 24 Fugaku, the Hyuga patriarch, when did you rebel? 6 more ask for Huawa evaluation ticket. The next day. Early in the morning, Sarutobi Hiruzen came to the Hyuga mansion. Third generation. Come to me so early today. I don't know if you have something to discuss with me. At this point, Hyuga Hayashi is in a good mood. Because yesterday he found Hyuga Hisashi. Go and test the solution to the caged bird seal. As a result, you don't know if you don't try. Give it a try. It can really unlock the curse of caged bird. However, because only the solution of the first stage is available. So about every 24 hours, there is half an hour to completely get rid of the curse of caged bird. Within half an hour, the curse mark on the forehead will not only disappear. And you can really control the chakra in your body freely. No longer under the control of the clan. This is for Hyuga Hayashi. It was a gift that could save his entire family. Therefore, I am more and more grateful to Yefeng in my heart. Chief Hyuga. There are no outsiders here. Yesterday, I had a chat with the messengers of Cloud Shinobi Village. Sarutobi Hiruzen hesitated for a while, but finally made up his mind. Oh. Hyuga Hayashi didn't give Sarutobi Hiruzen a good look. How's it going? Did third generation negotiate with them? If the third generation pulls down his face and pleads with himself later. Well, let's just let this matter go. Ugh. After all, his third generation could let go of Hokage's attitude, which is a good thing. Hyuga Hayashi gave Sarutobi Hiruzen one last chance in his heart. And, after thinking about it all night, he, third generation, should not dare to say anything excessive. Chief Hyuga. For the hard-won peace of Konoha village. It's time to give yourself. Sarutobi Hiruzen gritted his teeth. Then he said in a low voice, right now, Konoha village can't stand the war. Just imagine, these living people. These hard-won peace. If this matter doesn't give Cloud Shinobi village an explanation, then, the ninja world war is inevitable. What is the explanation? Hyuga Hayashi became impatient. One life for another. Sarutobi Hiruzen gritted his teeth. One life for another. Hyuga Hayashi stared. He even felt that he had hallucinations. Yes. Sarutobi Hiruzen bowed deeply to Hyuga Hayashi. That's what the messenger of Cloud Shinobi village wants to explain. The life of the Hyuga patriarch. A life for a life. Chief Hyuga, for Konoha, for your Hyuga clan. For the hard-won peace of the ninja world. Please. I beg you, old man. Sarutobi Hiruzen speaks very humbly. But Hyuga Hayashi is completely dumbfounded at this time. Take my life for the life of that bullshit messenger. Also for the sake of Konoha. For the peace of the ninja world. For our family. Is this for our family? Third generation. Please leave. Hyaga Hayashi suppressed the anger in his heart. Chief Hyaga. Third generation. Please. Leave. Hyaga Hayashi snorted angrily. Think about this matter. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. After all, it's about the comfort of your family and the hard-won peace of the Konoha village civilians. Ugh. After speaking, he left the Hyaga station. One life for one life. If Hyaga Hayashi is not the patriarch of the clan. It was already violent. Abruptly suppressed the anger in his body. Right now, he suddenly thought of someone. You Sarutobi can't help me, Hyaga. Come on. I'm going to the Uchiha clan. Inside the Uchiha mansion. Fugaku stared at Yefeng sitting on the bench. Yefeng, Patriarch Hyaga will really come. Fugaku still didn't quite believe what Yefeng said just now. A big family patriarch who is so busy. How come we came to the residence of the Uchiha clan? Not to mention, came to see you. Report. Master Patriarch. Patriarch Hyaga, please meet. Senseless. Fugaku was completely stunned. Is it really coming? Looking at Yefeng's confident smile. Fugaku felt that this was not easy. But the Hyaga clan has come. As the head of the Uchiha clan, he had to greet him no matter what. After all, the two usually do not have any intersection and festivals. Chief Hyaga. Patriarch Fugaku. Fugaku, who was just about to say a few words of courtesy, saw Hyaga Hayashi, whose face was not very good looking. What's up? Fugaku wondered. Well, is the young patriarch at home? Hyaga Hayashi said straight to the point. Fugaku stared. Did you really come to find Yefeng? When did he get involved with Patriarch Hyaga? In the house, I called him out. Fugaku said with a smile. No need, no need. Hyaga Hayashi waved his hand hastily. I'll just go in. Fugaku glared again. Who can come and explain to me, what happened? Entered the room. Then he saw Yefeng sitting on the chair. Yefeng. Call. You really got it right. After Hyaga Hayashi met Yefeng. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like my heart is falling to the ground. Chief Hyaga. Yefeng stood up and smiled humbly. Fugaku followed. Looking at them like old friends, the whole person was dumbfounded. At this moment, Shisui just came in from outside. Ready to find Yefeng to return to life. Shisui. Shisui was startled by the sudden voice. Lord Patriarch. Shisui quickly came to Fugaku. Fugaku swallowed. He pointed to Yefeng and Hyaga Hayashi not far away. Shisui. Tell me the truth. This Hyaga Patriarch, when did you rebel? Chapter 25 I have a plan to ruin the third generation, are you interested in participating? Begging for a flower ticket. Inside the Uchiha mansion. Hyaga Hayashi's face was ugly. He couldn't let the family know about this for the time being. Otherwise, the clan will be in chaos. Change the life of the head of the Hyaga clan. How dare he Sarutobi? In addition, my relationship with the branch house has just eased. So you came here. Let me guess. That old man Sarutobi was looking for you just now. Yefeng tidied up his clothes and said. Hyaga Hayashi sighed. After looking for you, I want you to give an explanation to the Cloud Shinobi village messenger. Right. This explanation is a life for a life exchange, using your patriarch's life to exchange the life of that Cloud Shinobi village messenger. Yes, Hyaga Hayashi gave Yefeng a deep look. Did he even anticipate this step? Are you angry? The sudden question made Hyaga Hayashi almost curse her mother. Raising his throat, Hyaga Hayashi said with anger. What do you say? If it wasn't for my family, I would have gone to work with those cloud shinobi village messengers. Then do you want to trouble them? Ye Feng suddenly grinned. The smile was full of conspiracy. Didn't you just say they were going to stay at Konoha village for a month? Hyuga Hayashi nodded. I always feel like I'm going to be fooled next. Do you think they can stop? Certainly not. Then will they do something in Konoha village? Someone is making trouble in the village. In this case, who should I look for? Uchiha guard. Hyuga Hayashi looked at Ye Feng, a little confused. Immediately the next second, he immediately woke up. Doing this, would it make things too stiff? Hyuga Hayashi hesitated. Chief Hyuga. He's starting to kill you. Ye Feng stroked his Zanpakutō. If that happened in our clan. Then the old dog dared to say that it would take our patriarch's life to quell this matter. I promise. He will not leave our clan alive. This is the confidence brought by strength. Not to mention that Ye Feng has many trump cards that have not been shown. If so. First, Susanoo from Shisui. Plus his own father Susanoo. 2 pairs of Mangekyo, enough for Sarutobi Hiruzen to explain here. Not to mention, his own Chikai Ryujin Jakka. And this time, Fugaku has also seen the ins and outs of things. Chief Hyuga. One family, sometimes, you can't be too weak. Otherwise, everyone will pinch you as a soft persimmon. Coming to Ye Feng's side, Fugaku said slowly. Also, Ye Feng said it well. That old dog dared to bark at our Uchiha clan. Really die. Hyuga Hayashi heard the conversation between the father and son in front of him. Eyelids kept twitching. If you are such an old dog, third generation would be pissed off if they found out. Patriarch Fugaku. My next words may be a little off-putting. As far as I know, the Uchiha clan is also divided into several factions. Be careful that the partition wall has heirs. Hyuga Hayashi reminded in a low voice. It's okay for them to scold third generation themselves here. Don't be overheard by those malicious people. This is a kind reminder. Fugaku laughed. Chief Hyuga. My Uchiha clan is not the Uchiha clan of the past. All of this is thanks to the young patriarch. Fugaku looked at Ye Feng who was sitting beside him. Ye Feng has done something that Fugaku has not done for many years. That is to gather a family. Since last month's test. In the Uchiha clan, all the elders unconditionally supported Ye Feng. And all the clansmen admired Ye Feng's strength. Just drawing the sword is enough to make all the clansmen feel the strength of fear. So, now the entire Uchiha clan is up and down. That is a complete piece of iron. The elders of the older generation all supported Ye Feng. The clansmen who are twice as young all worship Ye Feng. Do you still need to worry about the eyes and ears? Not the old Uchiha clan, what does that mean? Hyuga Hayashi was stunned. At this time, Ye Feng stood up leisurely. Then he walked slowly to the door of the mansion. Instantly pull up Zanpakutō from your waist. In an instant. Zanpakutō's blade is filled with hot flames. The flame slowly condenses. And Ye Feng swiped to the sky. A red glow shot straight into the sky. Not immediately. Hundreds of nearby clansmen, all rushed here. Young patriarch. What are your orders? Hundreds of clansmen all came to return to life. Come and check the slogan I gave you earlier. Ye Feng laughed loudly. Yes. Young patriarch. Hundreds of patriarchs said in unison. Sarutobi. Ye Feng shouted. Old dog. The clansmen shouted in unison. Sarutobi. Old dog. Sarutobi. Old dog. Inside the mansion. After Hyuga Hayashi heard that deafening roar. I was so shocked that I couldn't say anything. After 10 seconds. He sucked in a sharp breath. This calmed me down. Good guy. This is also afraid that the wall of the fart has heirs. The whole family is scolding Sarutobi the old dog. Yefeng returned to the house again. Chief Hyaga. How? Just ask you, after hearing these slogans. Are you happy? Hyaga Hayashi swallowed. Excited. So, I have a plan to ruin third generation. Are you in?